Go figure. Star Report. Tuesday afternoon, I'm your host, Star. Let's get down to business. Boosie Badass. This past Sunday at the BET 2023 Hip Hop Awards, Boosie fell out of his chair. Don't worry, he's okay. He was not shot by the feds. This might be a little messy, okay? There is video footage. It made it to the featured box on Vlad TV, one of the biggest urban hip-hop websites. So I'm talking about that this afternoon, okay? Also, I want to say congratulations to Busta Rhymes. He won the Lifetime Achievement Award. Other highlights, shall we say, Patti LaBelle, who can do no wrong in my book. And also, I did not watch the award ceremony. I was busy, number one, this past Sunday, and I didn't want to be overly critical. You know, I like the fact that melanated people, black people, whatever you consider yourselves to be, I like the fact that they have their own award ceremonies. It's beautiful. So I did not watch it. I'll try and catch up maybe later on today or tomorrow. But let me just say again, congratulations to Busta Rhymes. Lotto performed when Boosie fell out of the chair. In case you don't know, the video footage, I did not put it in my community section. I thought that may have been a little too much, all right? And I'm not going to talk about Lil Uzi Vert, JT, and Ice Spice. I would look crazy at my age, 59, to focus on them. Young people, I wish them all the best, all right? Troll babies, good afternoon. How you guys doing? We're going to talk. I'm sipping coffee here. Good afternoon. I was going to start about an hour ago, but I had some calls to make. But this is my research edition for those of you who are new to this show, all right? Pusha T has not responded to Jim Jones yet, to my knowledge. I was waiting for that. Did I mention Trina is not pregnant? Troll babies. These are the highlights that I'm seeing about the BET Awards. Trina pregnant and just, you know, silly stuff. But, you know, you want the nonsense. You want the silliness. I get it. I get it, okay? Also, showrunner, charges dropped against the mother in Chicago and her son. I'm going to go back to give a little more context with regards to that particular situation. We spoke about it. And let me just say right now, I stand on everything I said. For those of you who caught my last broadcast, I stand on everything I said. And I'll give you more context shortly, but the mother, 35 years of age, Carlishia Hood, and her son, who they're not really putting his name out there, and the piece of shit who was punching on her, Jeremy Brown, he's out of here. No one, let me say it again, no rational person condones the actions of that guy. But we're going to talk a little bit later, give me some time, with regards to what I was saying, and preventive measures, and something that the messenger to the black man said decades ago, pardon me. Police yourselves so that the white man doesn't have to, okay? All right, good afternoon. A bunch of other notes here. Give me a second. I don't know if Pusha T is releasing something early. I was told July the 4th. Are you guys up to speed? I like this matchup. I'll say it again. Pusha T, Jim Jones. And for those of you from the New York Tri-State area, Jim Jones called into the Joe Budden podcast. I only saw a little snippet of it. He's not talking spicy, unless you tell me different. And I don't mean to clown Jim Jones, but he doesn't have that type of reputation up in the New York Tri-State area as being some guy who gets busy with the hands. Not that I want to promote that. But what I saw, he was saying that he just wants to keep it a back and forth exchange. Yes, no, you guys up to speed? Okay. Eric says the reason why Star did not watch the ceremony was because he was out there allegedly lining celebrities up. Pay attention. Okay. Well, we are going to talk this afternoon. I feel like talking. Got some coffee here, a protein bar, and some water. About Boosie Badass. Is his life in danger? I'm as serious as colon cancer. Many of you were concerned when he was arrested in San Diego. bail denied at first. The feds stepped in to reject the bail that was then granted to him, and the feds lost their appeal. Whoa! Whoa! How many of us always say, yo, the feds got a 99% non-conviction rate? Yes, no? This man has got to be in their sights right now more than ever. And I don't know how many years Marlo Mike is doing. I think, is it 20 to life? I almost assure you they are reaching out to him, trying to, if they can, I don't know the details of that case, reduce his time. They want him. They want him badly. Boosie badass, okay? All right, I will get to the phone line shortly. I just want to give some context again to the showrunner and some other things by way of research this afternoon. Give me a second. Maurizio, I got your donation via PayPal. Thank you, sir. Yeah, man, I'm trying to get out of Georgia. I don't want to, focus on me just yet. I want to get into these topics. Hopefully I can be out of here in the next week, okay? Everything has pretty much already been moved up to New Jersey. I'll be there for the summer and maybe into September, October, I don't know, but I'm trying to get out of here. Everything has been moved. Thank you for your donation, okay? Area code 917, you're up first. Sit tight. I'm coming to you. All right? Okay. Paris, I got your donation. Yeah. I just didn't watch it. I didn't want to be overly critical. If memory serves me correctly, they started the BET Awards, is it 2001? I always used to watch it and break it down, troll. I must say, I'm very good at giving reviews, but I wanted to fall back on this particular award ceremony and just let things fall where they may. And when I saw the in my timeline about Lil Uzi Vert and JT from the City Girls throwing the phone, I said, come on, big nigga. Are we really going to do that? So I pulled back. But thank you for your donation. Okay. And, guys, I have a report here that says Patti LaBelle was sick. Is that why she was messing up the Tina Turner song, which I did not see her performance? She's saying she was sick? Patti LaBelle can do no wrong in my book. She invited me to her home years ago. I never met her in person. And so what if she messed up the words? She's one of the few people that could actually, pay that type of tribute and homage to Tina Turner. But again, I didn't see it, so I don't know for certain, all right? Let's bring in a call early. Area code 917. Are you there? Good afternoon, 917.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, sir?
Yes, sir. How are you on a Tuesday?
Hey, I'm all right. I'm calling in about the Jim Jones versus Pusha T.
Yeah.
Beef.
Where are we?
I don't know. Yeah, so my thing is this, right? When I first heard it, I kind of felt like, I don't know, maybe I might have gotten it backwards, or I might like looking at it from a good perspective, but I felt like Pusha T was actually punching down.
Okay.
I think at least I thought he was at the status where, a person like Jim Jones's words are kind of irrelevant, But when I actually saw the Jim Jones diss, I know it came with the video. I actually liked the dichotomy of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was actually rapping in the streets, and he actually rapped pretty well on the beat. You know, and it was a pretty decent comeback. I don't know if my expectations were low, so he kind of exceeded it. But I thought it was a good comeback. And if it's gonna be on some wax only type thing, it might be a little interesting depending how Pusha T responds to it. Mm-hmm. But
can I ask, how old are you, sir? How old are you?
How old am I? I'm 34.
Okay. I certainly do not want to promote tension, beef, and or drama with regards to rap feuding.
Yeah.
I've already said I like the matchup, and you're right. Pusha T is known for being very lyrically skilled. I'm anxious to hear him come back at Jim. I'm sure he will. But I give Jim credit for stepping up regardless of how he looks. I mean, people are always going to be overly critical about his attire and this and that, yada, yada, yada. He's stepping up, repping the New York tri-state. You know, I'm giving him credit.
Yeah, and I think this is actually a big win for Jim because it almost elevates his status, you know. And you know, win, lose or draw, I think Jim kind of comes out of this with a W because he had the nuts to stand his ground,
right?
And you know, go back at Pusha, which you know, not even Drake did, you know.
Drake, he did, but he bowed out respectfully at a point. I can respect that. By the way, Drake just got a key to Memphis, Tennessee. They just presented him with an award. But anyway, good. You were saying?
Yeah. No. I'm saying that, like, even this rebuttal, I mean, you know, it stayed close to brand for Jim Jones, you know, rapped about the street, you know, street stuff, you know, and, but overall, you know, I thought it was a good flex by Push to do it at the LV walk, and he actually brought his brother Malice out, who I thought for some reason was on his holy tip, but he was rapping as grimy as he ever was. So, you know, if you could get your brother to backslide, I guess, you know, this might be a legitimate beef.
Yeah, okay. Any comments on charges being dropped on the mother and the son in Cook County?
So, you know what? And I actually got caught up with the last live that you did, and you brought up a really good point about just like, you know, black women nowadays turning their sons into their, you know, their spouses and having them go on these crash missions. But when I saw the video, even though it was kind of segmented, you know, the son was like sitting there in the hallway, and I guess he saw, you know, the dude keep wailing on his mom, and I'm like, dang, like, you know, like with these young cats, man, you just can't play with them. Like,
what do you think about the decision that the charges were dropped? I mean, I'm going to add more context to what I said. I stand on everything I said. What do you think about the charges being dropped? Cook County. Any thoughts on that, or you're not up to speed?
I think the mother should be charged because no matter what you did, it came off premeditated. You know, you knew your son possibly or did have a weapon on him. You knew that even though like you were in a quote unquote life-threatening altercation, it's not something that you couldn't walk away from, call the authorities, and then let actual justice be served. Because by the way that it looks like, it kind of reminds me of like some type of frontier justice. You get what I'm saying? Where, you know,
if I can jump in for a second, and I'm going to give you the last word. Give you the last word.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm glad the charges were dropped on the mother and the son, especially the son. My whole point in my last episode was about the mind state and the safety of the 14-year-old. I'm glad the charges were dropped, but I stand on what I said about not just her actions, you know, but in terms of where this is now. But I'm gonna give you the last word before I really add context to it, please.
So then my thing is this. So if okay, I understand the context might be a little different compared to the case that happened in Florida, because in my opinion, they almost played out the same. You know, like both women were in one woman was actually in a physical altercation. The other one wasn't an alleged.
What case are you talking about in Florida, to be clear? What case?
I can't remember the name, but it was with an NFL player and the girlfriend that he texts her brother to come shoot up the spot, and you know the brother came in, and I guess it to me at least it both seemed like a situation where women weaponized, you know, the male figures in their household like hitmen to come in and resolve an issue with weaponry, you know. Okay. And to me at least.
I got to take other calls. Can you do it in 15 seconds? Finish up, please. 15 seconds.
Yeah. Long story short, I think it's kind of crazy, and I'm surprised that they didn't try the young 14-year-old with weapons possession. You know, because what is a 14-year-old doing with a weapon in Chicago, and he's not even at the legal age to carry one? Okay. So I don't know if they're going to pursue that. So other than that.
Got to go, sir. Thank you. Got to go.
All right. No, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Florida and Chicago, two totally different states when it comes to gun laws, you know. So I didn't want to go down that path. I want to take a few more calls before I give you my assessment of things. Charges being dropped against the mother and the son. I'm glad the charges were dropped. Let me just say that early, but I want you to speak your piece. Keep in mind, in case you're new to the show, I am 59 years of age, from a different time, a different era. Not that that makes me more, smarter than anyone else, but in terms of insight, wisdom, and other things, I stand on what I said, okay? All right, also, thank you for your support early. Lenicia, hi, Lenicia. I got your donation, okay? Yes, I am going to go back and give context, not because of anything else other than the charges have been dropped. Lenicia, thank you for your donation. And if you did not that you had to see my last episode. I hate that when people say, go back and watch the other episode. No, the focus was, is, and should be that 14-year-old. Was, is, and should be that 14-year-old, okay? Oh, wait a minute. I got so many notes here on my desk. Yes, folks, we're talking about Boosie falling out of the chair at the 2023 BET Awards. Never mind California Assembly Bill 957. Never mind that. Never mind China's social credit system. Never mind that. Boosie has fallen out of the chair. Where is Janet? Janet, are you out there? Janet says Boosie is an American hero. Let me write this down. I'm laughing, but for him to beat the Fed's appeal, is that monumental? Anybody got knowledge or experience? I didn't think he was going to win the appeal, but he did. You got to protect that nigga at all cost. I'm sure there's tracking devices under his vehicles and all sorts of shit. Roro, the Great, got your donation. No, Roro, we don't do $2 donations, but thanks anyway. Hang on a second. Let me go to area code 513. Tuesday afternoon, are you there? Area code 513.
Yeah, what's up, big guy? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you? Where you calling from?
This is Andre 10,000, CEO of Shell Game Records, Cincinnati, Ohio, baby.
Okay. Yes, sir. Where do you want to start?
Yeah. I want to start with everything, man. Let's go with the Boosie first.
Yeah. He fell out the chair,
so,
sir. Did you see the video? He's okay. He's all right.
I seen that. But I want to talk about his case, though.
Come on, please.
Okay, let me tell you something, man. If you're a felon and you're around guns and you have a gun, you're going to get a case off top. No ifs, ands, or buts. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how he got a bond from the feds, because I ain't never heard of that.
Okay. Now, I don't necessarily want to speculate without having the details of how he got a bond, but I mean, I don't think he's a flight risk. He's an entertainer. He served his time in the past, so why not give him a bond?
Nah, man. Look, man, if you're a felon and you got a gun, you walk around, they can see it and stuff like that, that's a charge. No ifs, ands, or buts. It ain't about what he did in the past. It's about him having that gun being a felon. That's to anybody is a felon. You better stay away from guns.
Okay.
That's
okay.
An easy case.
Well, sir, he got a bond. At first, there was no bond. Then he got a bond, and the feds appealed the bond, and he beat the feds' appeal. I think that's monumental. I could be wrong. Have you done time in the penitentiary? Do you know that world of beating a federal appeal? Or am I crazy?
Nah, I ain't did no time, but I know a lot of people that did time.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I try not to do time. That's why I'm talking like this.
Gotcha.
If you're a felon, stay away from guns.
Okay.
That's an easy case. So
okay.
In a bond from the feds, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I just don't know. It's just weird to me. I guess it is monumental.
Okay. Can you get to the next topic, sir? Because I'm zooming on this caffeine. Next topic. Where do you want to go?
Okay. Where we want to go? Where we go? we're going to where we at?
Thank you for calling, sir. Thank you. I was trying. Folks, I'm on the caffeine. He's asking me where we're at. You, come on. You know, I'm in a great place, a great space. Sheesh. If you're new to the show, I do research in the afternoons. So China's social credit system is on my showrunner right now. We're going to get back to the mother and the son. Charges dropped on them in Cook County. But I have been reading up on China's social credit system, as many of you have. This is very, very interesting to me. By way of insider.com, China's social credit system, let me read this to you here, ranks citizens and punishes them with throttled internet speeds and fights bans if the Communist Party deems them untrustworthy. Now, why should us care about China? Well, China takes action, measures, imposes laws, and they use this whole security, fear of security, aside from it being a communist, party. Do we have anything to worry about here? We're already monitored by, companies, marketing, everything. Social credit systems, and it goes a little deeper for those who know this better than I do. Your daily activity, not just things that you purchase, your viewing habits. We're going through this now. Might this be something that comes to America? Tony Touch, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Boosie says, Star, Boosie has been flipped. I'm not going to say that just yet, but it's interesting. Do you think? Again, China's social credit system, if you want to tackle that. And a little bit later, I'm going to come and talk about California Assembly Bill 957. It's just a bill. It sounds a little crazy. I took a California road trip. As you know, I have no intention to move to California, but the bill sounds crazy. Nate from Michigan, I got your donation, sir. Thank you for tapping in. Okay, no comment. He's sending a donation. Okay, Rel 220. Breaking news: Mayor Adams just appointed Jim Jones as the new police commissioner. Mayor Adams out of New York City. That was cute. Okay. Anderson, I got your donation. Okay, just to the machine. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. So those things I will come back to if you want to talk about them. Again, I do research in the afternoons. I'm interested in California Assembly Bill 957 and the credit system in China, okay? Quasi, I got your donation. Quasi says, let's be real. Boosie is a Nigger. Let's get him off the streets, okay? Niggas always run to Jesus and praying when they get in trouble. He gets no pass. There's a large consensus of people who genuinely like Boosie. I think he's highly entertaining. Again, my topic here, or my main topic, Boosie falls out of his chair during Lotto performance at BET Awards. I chuckled. He said, I'm okay. Whoever was behind him, he said, send it to me. I just think you have to protect him. I'm going to go on record and say I think his life is in danger, okay? Forever Maryland, I got your email. Hold on a second. What is this? Okay. Yes, I did see that. I'm going to be, with regards to the 14-year-old. As a matter of fact, hold on a second, guys. 469, sit tight. I'm going to come to you after I address the mother and the son, okay? Sit tight, 469. I got notes for you. And I got two nice donations with regards to my commentary regarding the mother And the piece of shit who was punching on her, if you did not hear me say that, no rational person condones his actions. However, times have changed and people have changed. People of all walks of life, colors and lack thereof, have lost a certain amount of dignity, if you ask me. There's certain things I will always take to my grave with regards to what I was taught, what I learned. I don't have to try and be relevant. I'm a factor. And I'm cool with that, you know? Times have changed and people have changed. But I did mention earlier something that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and others, but him more so. Police yourselves so that the white man doesn't have to. I do think the mother has learned a lesson. She has learned the error of her ways, regardless of what the conversation was about inside that store at 11:05 p.m. Regardless, I truly believe she put her son in a bad situation. Nobody wants to be beaten and told, shut up. But the piece of shit who was punching on her, he gave her a couple of warnings. I think, was it 3 warnings? You have to take people like that serious. If you're unarmed, if you're a female. Let me also say this with regards to times. Times have changed and people have changed. Never mind Star. Ask yourselves, would your grandmother conduct herself like that woman did, going back and forth with that guy verbally? Let me answer it for you. No, she wouldn't have. Would your auntie? Would your mother? More than likely not. That woman's 35 years of age. She's young. She's young. Times have changed. People have changed. And I'm even going to interject into what I'm saying, people who carry firearms like myself. Just give me a second. I want to do a deep dive, as they say. You have to diffuse a situation, especially if you're a mother. You are the primary care provider for your offspring. You have to take that L from time to time. Just stop talking. Many of you have wives, babies' mothers, girlfriends. You tell them like I tell them, don't be out there arguing, let it go. Just give somebody the last word. Now, to say whether she should have left or not, I don't know. That's doing a little too much. But I think she should have just said, okay, and just stopped. Stop. Just stop. He's a piece of shit threatening you. He says I'm going to punch you. Just stop. Stop talking. My focus is the 14-year-old, to be clear again. What's he now got to go through? He's killed a man. Is that okay with some of you? He did what he had to do. Yeah, he did what he had to do, but now he's got a body. That's not a cool thing. It's not. Shooting people is not a cool thing. I mentioned if you are a firearm carrier, and I want to try and see if I can connect to some of you who you have that firearm because you either have a store, whether it's a merchandise you're selling, clothing, a restaurant, wholesale. There's a responsibility that comes with that firearm. And part of that responsibility is letting people have the last say. You have to let them do all the talking, barking, and wolfing. I've taken so many L's carrying my gun. I have to let people call me names, and I just look at them. If they make the move, then I will do what I need to do. But I'm not just going to pow, 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 pow. I mean, that sounds hot, sounds cute. But you have to take that L. Part of the responsibility for having that firearm is that you being mentally fit. Mentally fit. And here's something else. Here's one of the biggest things. No matter what state you live in when you have a firearm, if you do get into a shooting, as I have been in a few shootings, and I don't say that to sound cool, Before you go before the judge, your lawyer is going to ask you, and the DA's office is going to ask your lawyer, what did you do to diffuse the situation? Anybody know what I'm talking about? That's going to be the magic question. What did you do to diffuse the situation? You carry a firearm, you're going to take L's. You've heard me talk about a girl throwing a fucking drink on me up in City Island years ago. Thank you to the beautiful Jamaican girl who was with me that night. Grabbed me by my shit and said, let's go. Dragged me out of Sammy's. I had a few drinks. I don't know what I would have done. But I thanked her for dragging me out. Anybody taking L's with your firearm? Now, why am I mentioning firearms? Because the mother more than likely knew he had a firearm. Just stop. Leave the situation. I'm going to try not to go in on black women. But, some of you don't hear me when I go in on Italians, Puerto Ricans. We've been going in on Italians for ever since I was on the radio. I've got family in North New Jersey, for those of you who know my real history. Google Di Cavalcante. I gave those people smoke on the microphone. Nobody has gone in harder on the Jews than Starr. I've been suspended multiple times, not just over that Aliyah stuff. Speaking about the history of people being exiled out of Europe long before the goddamn Holocaust. Everybody gets it on this microphone. But there's an issue, there's a problem today with younger black females. And you pull up the stats. Don't just take my word for it, pull up the stats. YNW Melly, who was he texting for a gun? Troll babies, was he texting his father? You been watching the court case? Or did he text his mother for a gun? I need a gun. Phone lines open, Cash App, Super Chat, PayPal. I'm here to talk to you this afternoon. I stand on everything I said, but let me just wrap it up by saying this. Thankfully, the 14-year-old won't be reprimanded. Thankfully, his life won't be fucked. He's got a body. That's not a cool thing. Hopefully, he can get, jobs in the future, or he can be an entrepreneur, and this won't follow him. I don't have to dog the mother out, but let me just say this to those of you mothers. Thank you, because I got more support than people upset and mad. We all have to be accountable. All of us. And that's why I went the long way around about carrying a firearm. You don't just get a firearm because you transport money to the bank. You got a clean record. You have to be responsible. Area code 469. Good afternoon. We're talking about a few topics. Are you up to speed? 469.
Hey, afternoon, Star. This is Troy calling from Dallas.
Hey,
I'm
man.
Up to speed. Hey, yeah, that what you were speaking on the firearm situation. I'm here in Texas, man. So everybody carries out here. So
yeah,
you definitely have to be on your best behavior when you go out, and you not have the attitude that I'm gonna try to win the situation. It's like I'm trying to go home.
Yeah,
I've been in situations where I'm walking. I kind of stay in the area where it's a lot of clubs and stuff, like bars and stuff like that. And walking home, people have cussed me out, talk shit to me. I'm in front of a lady or my people, right. And it's like, do I prove myself in this instance in front of these strangers, or do I just make it home? And
you take the L.
I'll probably never see that fool again in my life.
With all due respect, you take the L like I did, and you live another day. Yes, you take the L.
Yes.
Come on,
you live. And honestly, when I got my license and started carrying and going out to places, I started realizing that, damn, everybody else is carrying too.
Facts.
You start to see the attitude. It's like this guy's being careful, like I'm being careful. This guy's being nice, not because he's a nice person, but
Yeah.
he could really do something about the situation, and he's being nice just to let you know that, hey, I'm in control of myself and the situation around me. You know, so it's a very interesting dynamic. It's not like what you think. And I've had situations where you'll date a chick and she'll see your guns and see you got guns. Oh, let me take pictures with them and do all this and that. Like they're not for posing and for flopping around like you in the music video. You know, they're for protection and for pulling out when you need it. They're not a fashion piece.
Yeah. If I can jump in for a second, you don't have to agree with me. I have my position as an older man, 59 years of age. My generation, not only were you reprimanded by your parents, but they spoke to you about preventive measures. Preventive measures. Females in general, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, when they get to talking, woofing and barking, at some point, you have to close your mouth. That's my assessment of this. I'm glad that the 14-year-old charges were dropped on him. The piece of shit, fuck that nigga, he's dead. But do you think the mother has learned a lesson? Because when she came out of the goddamn jail, she had nothing to say. Go ahead.
I think she should learn her lesson, but I don't think so, because in general, you know, a lot of these single mothers, they treat their sons and the men in their family like bodyguards and bulldogs as opposed to individual people. They're not here to fight all your battles and for you to get into situations and think, oh, I got this guy that's going to always, you know, be my permanent muscle that's going to put hands on you or take care of the situation. So hopefully she learned, but the way society is, you know, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm going to give you the last word. Again, I don't want you to agree with me. We're having a healthy discussion here this afternoon. I think she has learned, and I'm glad the charges were dropped against her. She's a mother. I have no biological kids, and I'm claiming, you know, a couple have said I'm their father, but, you know, never mind all that. I think she has learned. I think she recognizes the error of her ways. And you know, I'm going to get to the charges shortly, because Cook County also dropped the charges on Jussie Smollett. So I don't give them no high fucking praise. But I think she has learned. She had nothing to say to the dominant society by way of the press when she got out of jail. But go ahead. Your thoughts, your opinion. Charges were dropped. Where do they go from here, the mother and son?
I mean, they're a media spectacle at this point. So at this point, they need to just fizzle out, because that's something that's going to be awkward, and people challenging you on your, you know, what type of mother you are, wherever you are in life, because of that one instance. And whether she moved on and changed or grew from it or not, it's kind of frozen in that moment, the way media captures everything.
Okay. I thank you for your call.
And I want to speak on Boosie and the social credit system as well. If you know,
can you do it within 2 minutes,
that
sir?
brother,
within 2 minutes, please. I'll give you time. Go ahead. Within 2 minutes.
Okay, yeah, I'll be quick. On Boosie, that he's sick, man. He's sick from stress. He's too old for all that. He's dealing with what young 20-year-olds with no guidance are dealing with. That he's your age. You know, he can't be dealing with all that type of stuff constantly. And you know, I you know, you've talked about your health struggles and journeys or whatever publicly. Yeah. You look to be in a lot better shape than Boosie. Boosie, I mean, every time you see him, the spit on the corner of his mouth get wider and the dark rings around his eyes are getting darker. I mean, he's looking bad. So he needs to slow down, because he can't continue to live like that. You know, we can all see it in him.
Okay. China's social credit system, sir. Are you up to speed? Insider.com is my source. It's pretty intense, and let me just say this. People are adhering to this system. What do you want to say about it? China's social credit system.
Well, China, you know, we outsourced all of our manufacturing to them, you know, for the past 30, 40 years. So They're the architects of the surveillance system. So whatever country you're in, if we're using the technology, we're pretty much adopting their surveillance system globally, you know. So that, and also I saw something like everything in the world is about being tracked. That's going to be the new commerce system, is going from money based off oil to money based off people's attention and social currency. And even in the work in the corporate world, you know, the way they track you and monitor you. I saw something at the World Economic Forum this weekend. They're coming out there was a presenter that said at the end of this year that they'll already have earbuds and headphones that can monitor people's brainwave activity.
Yes.
And this is what employers are going to be using to tracking people's productivity.
Yes, sir, I hate to cut you short. I have to take other calls. I thank you for chiming in. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. All right. We're off to a good start here. If you're just now joining the show, we're talking about a few things. Boosie fell out of his chair at the BET Awards. He's okay. When I saw the headline, I said, oh, shit, the Fed shot him. I'm thinking of a sniper. And then I clicked on the video. I said, oh, that nigga just clowning. And, of course, we're going to, if you want to, continue talking about the mother and the son in Cook County, Chicago. Charges have been dropped. I think that's a good thing. I think the 14-year-old has suffered enough. And he suffered. He killed a man. Somebody sent me a 3-paragraph email. I wanted to read it, but she just couldn't get past all the personal stabs and shots at me. And she sent a small donation. Young lady, if you're out there and you can resend that email, I'll read it. But let me say this. When you try to make it so personal to me, you've lost the argument. Oh, your white mother, yeah. You're lost. If that's your argument, you're lost. I say to you, I'm color neutral. I say, don't call me brother. But I've already documented in my book, Objective Hate, the prequel. I know how society sees me. I'm a black man. I come from a proud black man from the South. Okay? I've never been confused. But when you try and make it that personal, yo, white mama, you be caping for white women. You're what's called a scattered listener, and that's fine. A scattered listener. But edit your email, send it back so I can read it. You had some good points. I'm curious to know what you would think about charges being dropped. You didn't even get to that, okay? Hold on a second, guys. Who did I miss by way of a donation here? Jose! Shout out to you, Star. I live in Woodstock area as well, and I understand why you are going back up north and keep doing what you do. I've had my fun here, sir. I've enjoyed my time here. I've got opportunity in the New York tri-state area, but I've also got a home that I've been talking about. It's a nice home I purchased back in 2004, and I think I want to sell it, I was born and raised in Jersey. I don't want to die in Jersey. Well, actually, I've got 2 homes in Jersey, but this one, it's a lot. The upkeep is a lot. But thank you for your donation. Tony Touch, did his mammy have a bonnet on her head? LOL, her son will become a revenge pack in 6 months. Let's get our troll on. But be clear. I've said it on my last broadcast. I'm going to say it again. My concern has always been the 14-year-old. Some of you who have sons, nephews, what they're going through right now by way of social media raising them, I feel for you. I feel for you. It's totally different day and time. You guys don't sit together as families and eat and look at each other. You see, back when I was coming up, you couldn't escape the dinner table. Anybody know what I'm talking about? It was damn near like an interrogation at times. You were asked about your homework. You were asked about certain things with regards to cleaning around the house. You were spoken to about your chores. You were spoken to about different relatives and things like that. It was family time. You don't have that now for the most part. Not saying that, you're bad people. But there's a certain sense of unity that no longer exists. So raising a son, a daughter, a niece, a nephew. It's tough. I feel for you. Hang on a second. No jumper. Okay, I don't know what that's about. That's not my topic. Quasi, I got your donation. I had to take an L recently while carrying a firearm. My wife actually pulled me away from the situation. She was on her game that day, and I'm thankful for that. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully there's a correlation to what I was saying about the mother, 35 years of age, and her son who caught a body. If you know someone that has a firearm, diffuse the situation, get away from it. There's nothing wrong with saying, okay, you got it, and just step out of the restaurant. I think one of the reports that I saw was that they were arguing about who was in line. Yes, no, you guys know for certain who was in line first? Do you know how many L's I take on a consistent basis when I'm just in a goddamn supermarket and somebody who I think they're in front of me, I say, you go ahead. No, you go ahead. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to, have to defend myself. You got it. I'll wait. There's something else I love about the South. Everybody's got guns. All that road rage shit doesn't really fly down here. Oh, you better say, you go first. I'll wait. No. Go ahead. No. Right or wrong? All that beeping the horn. Hey, get out of my motherfucking way. That shit get you shot down here. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Crime Skills is at you, sir. Area code 954 on a Tuesday afternoon. Crime Skills.
What's really hot, though? Good afternoon, though.
Yes, sir. How are you? Good to hear from you.
Good to hear you on this topic. I want to say, let me go right in because I know you got people calling in. I'm happy that the 14-year-old, the charges got dropped.
Right.
And he didn't go through no sort of trauma. Most likely he was averaging 40 kills per game on Call of Duty. That was a beautiful kill.
Okay.
If you hit my mother and I am outside and she come get me,
right.
Everybody dead. That was good.
Right.
I'm happy the charges were dropped. Boozy's a hero. I'm very happy, and I respect the fact that Vlad had to make some calls. I really, I like that. When you have a real official small hats in your corner, you're gravy. You're good. Don't worry about the feds. Come on, they own the feds. Let's be for real. They are the feds. So when you got them in your corner, that's good for Boozy. I'm happy he's free. Okay. And like I said, I'm happy that the kid is free. That was a beautiful kill. Do deserve it. You can't put your. It's time the black man stand up for the black woman. It is what it is. That's my take on it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anything else with regards to Cook County? I've already gone on record and said I'm glad that the charges were dropped. The 14-year-old has suffered enough. The mother, again, did you see her come out of the court? She had no comment. She learned how to stifle it. Stop talking. So I think she's learned to just let certain things go. Cook County, do you have any respect for their prosecution, DA's office? They trumped up all those charges on Jussie Smollett and then dropped him, or do you think that they pander to the black community? We haven't even gone down that path yet.
I to be honest with you, if I was supposed to comment on it like that, I would be a hypocrite. I really don't dig into the what's going on over there like that. Okay. I know it's a lot. It's a lot pertaining to why black people are getting. It's a lot, so I don't really. I try not to dig into the politics side of it because I know what it is. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But can I talk about the China for 1 second, real quick, like a minute before I hang up?
China's social credit system. Pardon me. I've been watching this for a couple of months, and BusinessInsider.com has a really nice, lengthy story about it. Where do you want to jump in?
It's been going on for a while. I think honestly, whoever came out with this over here, they're late. I've been onto this story, I think, for since last year. Like I've been probably the year, but I've been paying attention to it. What Joe Biden did, though, to counter that, this is what's going to happen. It's going to happen right here in the U.S., right here. Joe Biden, he passed, I think yesterday I was reading it on WION. It's this, I think it's $40 billion nationwide to have universal internet. So to have for that to work, you need a infrastructure like that. You need everybody to have internet access. So that's what he's doing. Him and Kamala pledged $40 billion nationwide. I think Texas and California is gonna get the most. You could look it up out of this deal. Yeah, so the U.S. is going to counter that. They've been in the works to do that. You know, China do, they follow. Okay. So
if I can just add this into the equation, ever since 9/11, when the Twin Towers went down, September the 11th, the Patriot Act was revised, and the government can come into your home. I'm sure you know this. They can search your home, and they don't have to tell you that they searched your home. Do you know that by way of the Patriot Act?
Star, this is the thing with that. Yes, I know, but this is the thing that when I'm happy you say that. I'm really happy because sometimes when I say these things to black people, they really feel as if they have any rights. America they could do whatever they want at any time. That's that. Like, I'm happy I'm happy you talking about the Patriot Act. Go ahead. I'm happy.
No, that's all I wanted to say. I don't think that this is too far-fetched to become a reality here in America, the social credit system, where you go, what you do. I mean, for those who pay attention, and many people do, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, there's an option where you can boost your credit score, by way of just allowing a lot more information to be filtered into their system, and that's all I'm going to say with regard to that. So we're really at the cusp of this in a very discreet way. But go ahead and finish up. Crime Skills, go ahead.
Salute.
Okay.
And salute for this topic. I woke up and I heard how you came on. I was like, what? And I started to salute, respect.
Okay.
So if you come on this weekend, I'm on. All right.
Thank you, Crime Skills. Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, hang on a second. Okay, Florida Boy Jay, sit tight, sir. Sit tight, I see you. Hold on. Does anybody want to comment on California Assembly Bill 957? Let me just throw something into the equation here. Now, I'm not sure of the source. The source is Voz Media US, VOZ Media US. They're saying that the California proposed bill, not a law, could penalize parents with child abuse for not affirming their own child's gender transition. Now, I couldn't find that on other sources. Let me read that to you again. This is in relation to the California Assembly Bill 957. Voz Media US says that California could penalize parents with child abuse charges for not affirming their own child's gender transition. It's not a law, it's just a bill, okay? Just want to say that. Hold on, guys. Where's Florida Boy Jay? I thought I saw him in the queue somewhere. There you are, sir. FBJ. Good afternoon. Having a lengthy discussion. Are you there, Florida Boy Jay?
Yeah, hey, we're here. We're live. What's going on? Tuesday.
Yeah, man.
Let's get into these charges dropped in Cook County, Chicago. Let's talk about it. First of all, I think this is another example of the black woman being protected by the black man, the black male, always ready to crash out about his sister, just like the Travis Rudolph situation, or his mama. Even if she's out of pocket, the black man is going to lay everything down for his mother, his sister, his wife, anybody. The black woman is always protected. So don't believe the propaganda that she's least protected, because she'd be the first one to call another nigga to handle a nigga. And that was a prime example of what happened. This was a win for not only the black community, but for the black family, who might have to carry just in case a nigga gets out of pocket in the chicken joint. It needs to happen.
Okay.
Somebody has to get laid down, and we should be able to walk on home or come out of jail after the investigation is over, just like when white people want to pop off when they feel like somebody's out of pocket. There's no issue that I see with what they did. Second of all,
Go ahead.
They need to move out of Chicago and move to Atlanta or Los Angeles.
Oh, Jesus.
And get with an author. They need to write a book. They need to get some Lifetime movie script. They need to have Tyler Perry direct this reenactment film. They need to get a bag off of this. He needs to drop a mixtape. We need a bag off of this.
Now hang on a second. Before you go down that path, again, my concern was, is, and will be for that 14-year-old. He's caught a body. The mother, 35 years of age, I'm going to say I think she learned her lesson. So I don't have to drag her. I did drag her, and I will continue to drag others like her. I will continue. Any female that is doing too much. I've Hispanic, Caucasian, they're all emotional. And for the most part, they have to learn by way of either some tragedy or something that none of us condone to bring it down a few notches. What do you say about the 14-year-old? I mean, just on a genuine note. Never mind what he's mixing, rapping, yada, yada. Come on, he's 14.
On a genuine note, for a 14-year-old to be prepared to grab a firearm and kill anybody, and the mother knows in her heart, if it ever goes down, my son knows what to do. And for that 14-year-old to have the mind to come in there, have that firearm, pull the trigger when he knew it got out of hand, and made sure he finished the job, I feel like his mind is already in a place where he can handle what just took place more than most. And for the fact that he went to jail and had to sit there with a murder potentially on his hands, and now he's home back with his mom and he's good and he's straight, I think he can handle whatever is coming up next, seeing as he had enough guts to do what he did.
Okay. I do want your opinion on Jim Jones, Pusha T. So Pusha T, when is he supposed to come back with the headshot? I think he's coming with the headshot for Jim Jones. Any insight?
Just like Pusha T, just like the Pusha T with the Drake situation, Pusha T isn't gonna tell niggas when he's dropping a diss track and have some type of promo ready for the track to drop. It's just gonna come out spontaneously when we usually least expect it.
Okay.
It might be a couple weeks from now. It might be tomorrow. Who knows? We just know Jim Jones went on Joe Budden's podcast and was talking spicy and was doing that for the internet. But at the end of the day, he's kind of just waiting around on his P's and Q's, seeing what Pusha T has in the chamber. And the last thing he should have said was he shouldn't violate or go there because it can get darker. It can get it can go.
Well, he wasn't talking about physical in the streets. I did hear him.
No.
Hang on. I heard him denounce that part of the conversation with Joe. So I don't even want to put that into the equation. That would be corny. But so Jim is ready. He's ready with another diss track.
Jim, he says he's ready, but to me, and I think for us experienced people who understand how this battle is going to go, Pusha T has a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, and if Pusha T really wants to take it there, he can. That track he dropped, the first one was just a warm up, just like the Drake track he dropped was a warm up. He has a vote. He told me.
Okay. So, keep me posted when something happens because we already combed through this. I don't want to rehash all this stuff again. Let me know when Pusha T drops something or when Jim Jones drops something else. I mean, I'm excited. I don't want to see anything go left. I mean, I was joking and trolling last episode about, the goddamn the Draco's coming out. I like the fact that it's just, some back and forth. All right, keep me posted. Anything else? Florida Boy J.
Yeah. Also, we want to talk about the Bootsy and the social credit system in China. The China situation, a lot of it to me is them kind of copying a little bit of, trying to get Singapore's crime rating down. I mean, because that's another Asian country who is really strict on crime and punishment. But when it comes to that social credit, I mean, they will take your dog They will deny you to college applications and submissions because your parents are having bad loans. If you're spending too much money on, games or frivolous stuff, it affects your credit system. And the way they can surveil you, they have cameras, facial recognition. They have the most cameras in the world. I think like 30% of surveillance.
Yeah. Do you think it's coming here to America? That's the question.
I think America wants to bring it in.
Okay.
And I think eventually it's going to have a soft version of America installated in the next 10 years, but it won't be as extreme.
Okay.
But it's definitely coming. And then on the Bootsy situation.
Did you say Bootsy or Boosie? Sounds like you said Bootsy, like Bootsy Collins.
Either or. We say Bootsy. Bootsy is same one. Bootsy.
No. It's Boosie, not Bootsy. Bootsy.
I know it's not.
It's Bootsy Collins.
Listen, I'm in Duval. Listen, you're gonna go across half the people in the South. They're gonna say it's Bootsy. They're gonna say it's Bootsy. Either or. Nobody's correcting niggas down here because we know what it is. You talking about a nigga who seen this nigga when he was like 14, 15 years old.
Okay, so
we're not doing that.
Hold on. Did you see Boosie fall out of the chair? That's my main topic. I thought a sniper hit him from the goddamn feds. He won his appeal. I think this man needs to be protected. Finish up, Little Boy Jay, so I can take other callers, please.
Yeah, of course. He was there with his two lawyers, making sure that if police ambushed him or feds ambushed him, he would have had his lawyers there, made sure he wasn't gonna get locked up again. Okay. And he looked like he was just so excited to be out free around Nick, doing the nigga wiggle on the seat. He's too turned. I just hope he gets back home safe and he gets on Vlad tapping and talking.
I gotta take other callers. Good to hear from you, man. Thank you, Florida Boy J.
Yeah, have a good show, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, FBJ. Check-in report. I got your email last night. Holy smokes, we have another Mammy alert. Oh my goodness. Check-in report sent me something. This was a beautiful display. Anybody see? She was a correction officer. Hang on a second. Let me pull the email. Intoxicated, cussing, kicking and fighting. Swinging on the Caucasian police officer. They cuffed her to a bench in the police officer. Whew, where is that? Let me put this in the other live chat. Hold on a second. Where is, oh man. I gotta find it. Check-in report. I gotta go into my sent folder. And I think I have a sponsor on the line. Hold on a second. Who's, tapping it from area code 347. 347, where are you? I don't know what that's about. Nevs, who's on the line? 347? Is that one of my sponsors? Is this Nevs or Double V?
This is Double V.
Double V. How are you? Good to hear from you. Let me get your information on the screen. My show got cut off the last time you called in because we had a major storm down here. Thousands of homes were without power. So let me get your info on the screen. Let's do some promoting first before we get to any topic. Tell people about this platform of yours, please. It's on the screen right now.
Yes. I appreciate that.
Go ahead. It's on the screen.
Am I good to go?
Yes. Come on.
All right. So, guys, thank you for having me. IAS, livemusicreview.com. Please visit. We definitely cater to music lovers worldwide and, of course, independent artists worldwide.
Okay.
We review music and we ask the people. We want the people to speak. We want to let the people decide what they like, what they love, or decide to lose.
Okay.
Unlike other programs, other review programs, we don't just stop there, right?
Okay.
If the people say lose it, we give, criticism, of course, strategically, constructively. We let them know what we don't like about it, what they need to improve, whether it be a mix, a master, so forth and so on. For those songs that we love, that the people love, we created a playlist that you can find on the website, which gives artists, of course, more exposure. We send that out to our base monthly to introduce them to new music and, of course, new artists.
Okay.
We don't stop there. We have a television program. We actually take our live program, cut, chop, and edit for television right here in the New York City metro area on BronxNet.
So hang on a second. So you are in you are in New York. Do you work with any publishing companies, ASCAP, BMI, any labels? What is your connection in the industry? If we can go just a little deeper.
All right. I'm glad you asked that. So directly, no, we don't have any specific licenses. For instance, playing your music. We're not licensed with, let's say, a 365.
Okay.
But our affiliates definitely are.
Okay.
And that's another key point about the program, because we build bridges and networks. So we associate with the likes of companies like Hip Hop Boulevard, DSN Network,
nice.
ExcitementRadio.com, and the list goes on, Star. And newly added to the network programs such as yourself. So again, it's just about exposing and expanding artists to just newer things, newer networks, and of course they have to put in the work.
Right.
They have to put in the work.
So can people get a consultation if they reach out to you? What is the process? Again, your information is on the screen. Your YouTube channel also is in my community section. People can catch your videos and your live streams. Is there a process, or they just log on and sign up? What is the step when they go to your platform?
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So you hit the website. Make sure you leave your email with us. This way you can get monthly updates, news, and things that are going on and happening in and around the United States, period. And even abroad, right?
Okay.
After that, if you're an artist and you want to submit music, all you have to do is hit the submit music button. There are forms right there, and everything is just a plug and play.
Okay.
If you're an artist mid-tier and you're looking for gigs, we have a section there. Leave us your information. We can connect you with our affiliates.
Okay.
If you
listen, I want people to go there so that you don't have to necessarily tell them everything. I want them to browse around and check out your YouTube channel as well. How often do you guys go live on YouTube?
Say that one more time.
How often do you go live on YouTube? How often?
All right, so we're live every 2 weeks.
Okay.
On Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Okay.
However, the live show is on hiatus until August 30th.
Okay. All right. Do you have a topic that you want to chime in on? Because I want to get some calls rolling here. I want to focus on Boosie, who's okay, or the charges being dropped in Chicago involving the mother and the son. Where do you want to start? Double V.
Yes. So we were speaking about that during the last show, and as I indicated, I think the mother was a lost cause, and I really, really prayed for that 14-year-old, and I'm so happy to hear the results of him not being charged with anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised.
Huh?
I'm a little surprised because he's a minor with a firearm in Chicago. They've got tough gun laws. So I'm really glad he's not being charged, because his life could be totally screwed up. Go ahead.
Well, no, absolutely. But keep in mind that man hit with his fist that woman almost 3 times in her head. That's assault. That's like attempted murder. Because if you hit someone hard enough in their head, you can kill them, period, on sight.
He's a piece of shit. We've already said that. There's nothing justifies his actions. Anything with regards to the mother, I think she's learned her lesson. It's a hard lesson, when you put your child in that type of situation. Do you think she's learned anything, or do you think it's just regular stuff, charges are dropped, everybody move on?
I can't speak to that, Star. Honestly, I don't see where she thought that telling her son or directing him to shoot was even. I can't even speak to that, because if anything, as a mom, I'm taking the gun and I'm gonna take this guy's head off.
Okay, hang on a second. To be fair, I don't think it was an actual fact that she instructed her son to shoot the guy. You see, at first, the propaganda led us to believe that was the scenario, in which I didn't even include with my last discussion about this. My thing was that she could not just stop. Diffuse the situation. Let this guy, this clown, let him go. Let him have his way. Step back or even step outside. Speak to that. Come on, you're a female. Are you a mother? Are you a mother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Come on, speak to that.
So I think when we spoke last, I told you that I did not hear the audio.
Okay.
Totally different topic. So I did not hear the audio, and I still have not heard the audio.
Okay.
So I'm going based off of visuals. And I can agree with this. And honestly, women do need to, especially nowadays, it is very important that, we protect ourselves. And having a male companion or a male escort late night, during the day, at any given time, I think it's the best option for all of us, because anything can happen out here and everybody's running on zero. And everybody's like, like at any given moment, they finna flip.
Okay.
So if she had a man with her, absolutely, I think it would have been a totally different story.
Okay.
The man probably would have been alive, would have been a one-on-one or something. I don't think to this level.
Okay. Double V, I have to take other callers. I thank you for chiming in, and let's get you back on the line next week to talk about your platforms more, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you, Star.
Thank you. Folks, if you're just now joining the show, we're having a healthy discussion here about a few things. I'm surprised, and thank you for people wanting to talk about China's credit system. I thought nobody would care. Hold on a second. Let me put this back on the screen. On my laptop, pardon me. China's social credit system. Okay, someone sent in a $2 donation. It's a nice donation, but I don't read $2 donations. Thanks anyway. Alpha Villains, are you out there, sir? Do you want to call in? He's an alpha male. He's one of my sponsors. Great platform. He does a morning show and an evening show, so he may not be available at this particular point in time. Other sponsors, you are welcome to call in, all right? And something else I wanted to mention here that I did not. Okay. Charlie DeMar, okay, statement from the Cook County State Attorney's Office. This was in regards to the mother and the son being, charges being dropped, Based on our continued review and in light of emerging evidence today, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office has moved to dismiss the charges against Carlishia Hood and her 14-year-old son. Based upon the facts, evidence, and the law, we are unable to meet our burden of proof in the prosecution of these cases. Okay? Is that good enough for you? If it is, then there's nothing else that needs to be said. Hold on a second. I am going to, again, stand firm on what I said. Nothing has changed. The female who sent me the nasty email, I did not get your new version, but you sent in a donation. I'll just say this again. You don't have to see things from my perspective. I'm 59. You're much younger. But let me just say, as an older man, what I do on this microphone here is by way of passion. I have other business interests. And when a man reaches a certain point in his media journey, he should become more concerned with helping and trying to educate, as opposed to amping up, tension, drama, feuding. I don't go back and forth with other people on YouTube. Most people know that. Call me arrogant, call me conceited. But with regards to females of today, you got to watch yourself. People are clout chasing. You got guys out here that will slap fire out of you just so that they can film it. You got guys that will spike your drinks, sexually violate you, and film it. You are, whether you're religious or non-religious, you are to be the balance in a relationship. You are the primary care provider, the nurturer of that little life force. It looks to you for examples, morals, values, and ethics. That's not going to change regardless of social media. The kids look to the mother first. When kids get in trouble or they're in fear, what do they say? Mama, mama. They don't say daddy. Unless the mother's not there or deceased. Mama, mama, right or wrong. It's instinctive. So they're looking to you. Your responsibility is at a heightened peak now. Heightened peak. And for those of you who, you only hear what you want to hear. Because most people in the world of radio, television, media, you hear what you want to hear. That's called a scattered listener. I've been doing this a lot of years. I could sit here and say something and you wouldn't hear me going in on other people, groups, cultures. But when it comes to you, then you got an issue. It's called being a scattered listener. And I'm not going to sit here and repeat my history about what I have said on the radio. But just know this, I've never been fined by the FCC. Never paid anybody a lawsuit. You have to be the one that child or that young adult looks to for the example. I know it's a hard burden to bear. I know that a lot of males dog you out. They dog you out. But it's a burden you have to bear. I'll just say this and then I'll go back to the phone lines. The old saying, do as I say and not as I do, that worked decades ago, centuries ago. Now, the child or the young adult will see you, the mother. I'm talking to you mothers, black, white, Hispanic, whatever you are. You can't tell a child not to do something and then you're up on the gram, dipping it low, getting high, random niggas smacking you on the ass, and then that young adult, your offspring, is supposed to respect you? No. They might see you as the joke. So again, the burden is on you. Hang on a second. Who's texting me? Troy, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Ahmad, I got your donation. Thank you, sir. Okay. Wicked Hebrew got your donation. Okay, I don't know who that is, Wicked Hebrew, but thank you for your donation. Okay. Troy, I got your donation. Troy says, respect the shooter. Okay. When you say that, are you trolling? Are we saying respect the white shooter as well? You saying respect the cops if they get to shooting, splitting a nigga's wig? Is it then respect the shooter also? I mean, objectively speaking. Rondell, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Hold on a second. Raheem, I got your donation. I hope young man gets therapy. He won't be the same. Exactly. Let's hope he's okay. All right. And here's hey, Christy. Are you in the queue? Wait a second. Where's Christy? Christy, I'm so sorry. How long have you been in the queue? Thanks. I'm calling now. Area code 407. Christy, I don't see a 407. Can you call back? I apologize. I've been talking. Can you call back? I'll look for your number. Area code 929. Are you there? Good afternoon. 929. Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hey there, who's this?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Okay, good. I want to make sure there's no feedback. So first off, start. Is someone giving you like smoke? I'm talking, reckless to you.
No, you mean with regards to Boosie or the topic of the mother and the son?
No. Yeah, because I just heard you and you were saying to the lady that emailed you, I just know everybody has a right to their own opinion. And I respect yours.
No, thank you. No, she sent a nice donation. I wanted to respond, but I'm not going to read her just being nasty, vile, and vicious towards me. I mean, just say what you got to say. I mean, if you don't like me, you shouldn't come here. I mean,
right.
And that's what I got from her, but I'm trying to respond to her and give her the chance to resend the email. She sent a nice donation, but go ahead. You were saying? Go ahead.
Okay, good. So as far as Boosie goes, I just want to say they've been after him for a while, and they really want him bad. I mean, if you listen to people when they do interviews with him or about him, I'm not gonna mention any recent interviews that he did, but let's just say one interview that he did where he was sitting in a barber chair. He said some things where I was like, oh my goodness,
That was the Math Hoffa podcast.
We wouldn't have.
Math Hoffa.
Hey, you know what? It rings a bell. It does ring a bell, okay? He shouldn't have said some of those things that he said, just period. I mean, I love Boosie. I've been watching him and listening to his music for a long time. He has this song called Love Your Family, and I love it. I mean, because he went real hood and ghetto on that song, and I was like, I bump it. You know what I'm saying? I really do. But other than that, they've been pulling him over, and he's been talking about, I got 100 hoes in my stable, and which one you want to.
You're right. I think they want him, and
saying these things,
and I think that him beating their appeal to keep him locked up, I think that's a black eye for the feds. That's a sore spot. Am I being silly about him falling out of the chair? Yes, but I honestly said, whoa, did he get shot? What the hell? But, I think he should have tight security now. He's got to be careful, his movements. There are going to be people who try to literally line him up, people close to him. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, he really, he definitely should.
Okay.
I didn't watch the BET Awards, unfortunately. I was at work. I missed it.
Nor did I.
But, hey, I feel for Boosie. I want to say free Boosie now, because I want him to free himself and his mind and his mentality and whatever it is that he's going through.
Nice.
Because we have to start telling people to free themselves now before they get locked up, and then we're wearing these shirts saying free this and free that.
Okay.
No, we need to start freeing ourselves now.
Okay.
Because it doesn't matter where you are physically, mentally, spiritually, you can be locked up. You can be locked up in your pocket. If I got my money in the bank, got my money on hold, guess what? They got my money locked up.
Okay.
I can't spend it.
Okay. I hate to cut you short.
We got to free ourselves in every way.
I have
Go
to
ahead.
take. No,
I'm going to send a donation to you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
I want to send a donation to you.
Do you want to chime in on the mother and the son?
This is Cash App.
Charges have been dropped. Any comments? Any thoughts? Are you up to speed on that story?
No, I don't. But I'm a mother with 2 sons, and I'm going to tell you like this: I love my sons dearly, and I'll ride or die for my kids.
Okay.
Like that.
Thank you.
I don't have any daughters.
Gotcha.
But I do have male sons, and they're male black children, and I'll give them everything that I got.
Thank you for your call. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye now.
You have a good day.
Okay. All right. I think that's Christy chiming in, area code 470. Christy, is that you? If it is, I apologize for keeping you on hold.
It's me, Star. How are you?
Hey,
it's me.
good to hear from you. Thank you for your support as always. Where do you want to start? Take your time.
So let's start with the mom and son shooting in Cook County.
Okay.
Because let's be honest, he's been programmed for this exact situation.
Okay.
You know, let's just say since the age of 4 or 5, he ain't got no daddy in the home.
Okay.
He's been programmed to protect his mother at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. You know, I understand his mental stability is at stake, but let's be honest, he's gonna need a bag to help through this. This will be a challenge forever.
Okay.
But as a black man in America, this was somewhat of a path that he was going to go down eventually.
Okay.
He was going to have a gun in his hand at some point, and he'd have to protect, if not himself, his mother, his sisters. But on the flip side, I do want to say something about black women using their sons as rabid dogs.
Okay.
What do I mean? I mean, quit sicking your sons out on people. She shouldn't have been outside. She should have shut up, and he shouldn't have had to come back in. Now, I'm licensed to conceal and carry.
Okay.
And what that means for me is I shut up at all times.
Right.
Because I have to protect myself, but at the same time, I don't want to get into it with you. I have things to do.
Right.
I have places to be. I don't have I don't have time. I just simply don't have the time to go back and forth with anyone. And they were arguing over who's in line at 11 o'clock at night. Let's be honest. This entire situation was down for the count when it started.
Yeah. If I can jump in for a second, and I appreciate your patience, your continued support. I'm not looking for people to just agree with me because I'm hosting the show. I said what I said. I stand on it. But at the same time, you know, when I speak about other cultures, you know, it's important being a biracial man like other people are. Most people are biracial. Race is a social construct. You know, that we listen. There's other groups, and I've gone on record and said on multiple occasions, Sicilian women are I think 5 times more aggressive than African American. Sicilian, they love to brawl. But in this particular situation, in this particular case, I think she could have just swallowed her pride, swallowed her whatever, the ego. That guy was a piece of shit. Just let him go. Let him go. Sir, I'll step back, you know, and earlier when I said, you know, times have changed and people have changed, you know, my grandmother, your grandmother, our great grandparents, whatever color or lack thereof that they were, would not be arguing up in the goddamn store at that time of night. Yes, no?
Right. That's my point exactly. What was she doing outside? And the last caller says, you know, she should have had a male escort. My man not letting me step foot outside once the sun go dark. Period.
Yeah.
I don't put gas in my car. I live in Atlanta. I'm not putting gas in my car.
Woo, child.
So I don't get where these people come from.
Hang on, Christy. Hang on. Woo, child. These boys are doing the most out here with the sticks. Did you see what happened up in Buckhead? The social engineer, broad daylight. Mm-hmm. She was in the Uber.
Broad daylight.
Broad day.
Outside. Listen, outside is expensive and dangerous.
Yeah.
Y'all can go out there if y'all want to.
Yeah.
That's terrible. And lastly, I did want to mention the social credit that's been the idea that China has put into place over the past couple of years. We're not that far from it. Some of us are aware of FedNow, and those of us who are receiving social services and social support might be the ones that really need to pay attention. FedNow is going to definitely make Cash App and all those other applications that's obsolete. I'm in software development, and there are tons and tons and tons of software that monitor the amount of times you blink. You understand? So everything is under scrutiny, and people just need to be prepared. But that's all that I have.
Thank you, Christy.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Bye.
What time is it? I feel like talking. I might take a break. Let me just make sure I'm not leaving anybody out there in terms of credit the discussion. Newt8282 says, Bootsy Bussy, you know what I mean, peekaboo, LOL. Stacy Galore, hey Stacy. We the gay mafia are tracking Boosie's every move. You know, Stacy, that's a really good point. Do you think that the powers that be have a bullseye on Boosie's back? Because he was talking really spicy about the LGBTQ plus community. Oh, and there's Stacy again with another donation. If you look closely at the Boosie video, you'll see Lil Nas X moving the chair to make him fall. Boosie, an American hero. Janet, where are you? That's what Janet said. He's an American hero, nigga. Boss Hog back in the building. Tuesday afternoon, we're having a good discussion. Boosie, badass, fell out of his chair at the BET Awards, which I did not see, but I'm going to say this again in case you're just now tuning in. Salute to black people. They got their own, awards ceremony, never mind the Grammys, the American Music Awards. Do they still have the American Music Awards? It may not be everybody's cup of tea, but at least they have their own. I'm going to try to watch some of it. I was busy. I did not see as many of you guys. Oh, Patti LaBelle was messing up the words. So what? That's Patti. Patti LaBelle is a goddess. Where does she living these days? Is it Philly? Hold on a second. Anybody know? So what? She screwed up the words. She's on the road all the goddamn time, ripping down stages. Patti. Where's Patti? Damn, 79 years old. Hey, sister, soul sister. Anyway, so Patti LaBelle, Lil Uzi Vert. Oh man, Lil Uzi Vert. I don't know the details, and I don't want to know. Is he a groupie for Ice Spice? Is that what JT was saying when she threw the phone? Come, groupie ass nigga. He was on stage and he said something about Ice Spice. I saw the goddamn video and I said, what? Chicago shooting lawsuit. Okay, hang on a second. Breaking news. Carlishia Hood files lawsuit against who? Women files lawsuit after. Okay, restaurant shooting. Okay, this comes in by way of ABC 7 Chicago. Let me put this in the live chat. I knew lawsuits were coming, but who exactly is she suing? The restaurant for not having proper security? I would assume that. Chicago woman was filed a lawsuit after charges against her and her son were dropped. A deadly shooting. And so, okay. Okay. Oh, against the city of Chicago and 5 police officers. Okay. They claim Hood was falsely arrested and maliciously prosecuted, and that she also suffered emotional distress. Okay, I'm looking at her talk. Can you guys give me a second so I can listen to this? Hold on. Okay. ACS Chicago has qualified immunity turned into strict qualified immunity during the October the 2021 session. The United States Supreme Court ruled that qualified immunity almost universally protects officers to use deadly force whenever they have apprehensive to their lives. Okay, I just want to. Okay, she's going to have a tough time suing the cops. I don't know that restaurant. You guys would know better than me. They responded to a shooting, a dead guy. Did they profile her? Didn't she get into the vehicle and they left? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I could have swore they got into the vehicle and left. So she left the scene of the crime, but now she's suing? That's going to be a tough one to prove. Again, I mean, I think she learned her lesson. And if you're just now joining the show, the well-being of that 14-year-old is what I'm more so concerned about. Let me go to the phone line, see if anybody's up to speed here. Area code, let's go to 404. Hey, good afternoon. Are you up to speed? We're doing some research here and talking about.
Oh man, this ain't no. Hey man, this last night, this Zanzibar, nigga.
Okay, what's going on with you, retired carjacker? Good to hear from you.
Look, man, let's go. Let's be real about it, right? Yeah, she humbled herself. Now that's one girl. She need to be got. She need to be locked up.
Ooh.
Because any type of way she put her son in danger.
Okay.
The man said, hey, look, don't say nothing else. You still want to be this combative, hard, whatever you trying to be, and you got. And you brought your son into it. So, yeah, she need to be held totally responsible. Where did the gun come from? Where it come from?
Okay.
How you get it? Who's responsible for the gun? Everybody talking about the kid and the mother. Mm-hmm. That's the one that should be held responsible on all accounts, on all charges, on everything. Yeah, she came out, she quiet. Who gives a damn?
Mm-hmm.
She put in danger. Like you said, and I don't agree with you just to get along or whatever, but I mean, at a certain point, no, my nigga, back away. I ain't got time.
Can you fix your phone, man? Because I want to hear you. Fix your phone. You're going in and out. I want to hear what you're saying. You're from Newark, New Jersey, for those who don't know. You're a few years younger than me. We're from that era, and you know, again, nobody condones her being beat on, but I've been in the hood many, many years. You're from the hood. Females have to just bring that down because there are niggas out there like that will chin check you. Yes, no?
No, without a doubt.
Yeah, come on.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I believe, on all accounts, she is totally responsible. She's irresponsible and guilty and should be charged to the max. And the dude should sue her.
Well, he's dead.
Yeah, he's
dead. That nigga's dead. He's dead. He's dead.
I would consider that contributing to the delinquency of a minor. How can the gun just be dispelled? How can that be dismissed? Where did it come from?
Mm-hmm.
Her lack of training, education, age, wisdom, and even as a woman, as a mother, was completely thrown out of the window when she stepped in a restaurant, probably way before this. That's not the first time that happened. That's not the last time it's ever going to happen. And I think they gave her a pass. Why? And I hate to say this about the system, but we know it's true. They like, yeah, pretty soon his ass going to get got.
Okay.
So, I mean, you know, all this, I heard some goofy say, oh, yeah, this is another example of the black man, this and that. No, this is another example of contributing to the delinquency of a minor, putting your child in danger. Hey, I'm trying to get food. Hey, I understand, sir. Or you don't even got to be like that. Hey, I get it. I got it. If I ain't paying for my food, come on, we out of here.
I want to jump in with respect to what you're saying, and you and I, again, we're from a similar era. Not that we have to agree with each other, but we've seen things play out. My God, I have had girlfriends. Some of them were doing too much, and they would swear up and down, "No, I wasn't doing nothing. I don't know him." White girls too. I've had a couple of white girls who was getting high with a guy, Puerto Rican. Stole her shit, put the gun to her neck, took her goddamn watch. Bitch came back to me. I don't know him. Do something. And after questioning her friend for an hour and a half, she finally admits the truth. They were getting high together. And I said, bitch, you better call the police. I'm not dying over you.
Hey, well, you know, I don't want to incriminate myself, but I'm going to give a small story. When I was in Atlanta, right there off of Camden Road, Southwest in the SWAT.
Easy.
And
Easy.
I was dating a girl that had children. Mm-hmm. And, you know, my thing is, you know, hey, you in my house, I'm responsible for you. Mm-hmm. You know, if I say, hey, it's getting dark, come closer to the house, just be on that type of time. Mm-hmm. Well, a situation happened. I had to put my foot down. First thing the little bastard did, he called his father.
Oh, shit.
Hey, that day I got a 2-for-1 deal. He got out of my house. He got a black eye, and I told him to go to hell. So I say all that to say, yeah, there's single mothers, but it's always this sympathy. Oh, the single mothers. Oh, this and that, blah, blah, blah. The hell with them broads, man. The hell with them.
Okay. Last night at the Zanzibar, it's good to hear from you, man. Salute.
Come on, man. We out of here.
Okay. I want to continue the discussion that we're having here. However, you know, again, being a man of a certain age, I want to try and be helpful if I can. You know, at this stage of my journey, I still enjoy and I like what it is that I do. And I'm not a radio student. A lot of you know me from the world of radio, but that was just a jack move once upon a time. So what I regurgitate to you or try to convey to you, hopefully, you know, it resonates. This is the objective perspective. This show does not pander to any group. Everybody gets it at some point or another. Men, young men, you have to be very, very careful with these females. Niggas die over females all day, every day. And when I say niggas, I'm not just talking about black males, white niggas, Asian niggas. They'll tell you one thing, and your ass won't find out until you've caught a few hot slugs. You can't jump out the window. And at the same time, you have to regulate. Yes, you have to regulate. I know it's a different day and time. Men like myself, you know, some would say, oh, he's toxic, he's old, and that's fine. As I said earlier, there's certain things I will take to my grave knowing I'm right. I know I'm right in this situation here with this mother and this 14-year-old. I know I'm right. My woman, whatever color or lack thereof, would not be doing that at 11 o'clock at night. If she did, I cut my phone off. Call the police. I ain't running down to do shit. You have to regulate. I'm not saying put your hands on them, but you can't just let everything slide, you know, just for a piece of pussy, okay? Markel, I got your donation. Thank you, sir. Okay, Newt8282. That female caller that likes Boosie, I have 2 for $5. Okay. James, I got your donation. Star, read the police report, mother and son shooting. Well, sir, you know, you can send it in. I stand on what I said. Again, I'm from a different generation. If what you're saying, what you're trying to imply, diffuse the situation. Step back. Let that piece of shit have whatever he wants, and you stop talking. Preventive measures, sir. That's the era I come from. When your parents told you, you know, hey, I'm going to tune you up so that the police don't have to, so that you understand what can happen to you, and other things. Thank you for your donation. Blade says, we already have a social credit system that penalizes anyone who says unflattering things about your business partners. Just ask Kanye. Ooh, good point, Blade. Good point. And can we all salute Carlishia Hood's son for having very good aim? Question mark. Okay. Thank you, Blade. I don't do hypotheticals. Let me just say that for some of you. Oh, well, what if it were you and I've already addressed that. But again, I don't do hypotheticals. Okay. Okay. So now JT's team is trying to clean up the situation with her and Lil Uzi Vert. Had nothing to do with Ice Spice. Okay. Let's go to area code 973. Good afternoon, 973. You there? Extended show. We're talking about Boosie, badass. Fell off the chair. Are you there? 973. Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I want to talk about the woman and her son with the shooting.
Okay. Can you come a little closer to the phone? There's a little slight echo. I want to hear what you're saying, sir.
Okay, can you hear me now better?
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Okay. The mother was legal to carry, but the son wasn't, so I don't think she's going to get that off in that lawsuit.
Okay.
At all.
Okay.
And to the guy that, well, he's dead now, but I mean, I'm just wondering how you let a female, especially a female you don't know, even though I know a lot of females can push you to that point, how you let her push you to that point that you like, I'm about to, they won't worry about the sleep. Just go ahead. Go ahead, get what you want to get, and then let her get out of there. So, you know what I'm saying?
He's a piece of shit, sir. We've already said that. No one condones his actions again. No one condones his actions. And he's out of here. Continue.
Yeah, so that's basically all I had to say.
Well, no, stay with me because I'm looking to have a discussion, not for people to necessarily agree with me. How old are you? And are you a father?
No, I'm not a father, but I am 47 from Jersey.
Okay. I would imagine you've had girlfriends, or whatever your preference is. I don't know, respectfully, and you tell them, hey, late at night, watch your mouth, don't get involved, be careful, be safe though, right? Yes, no?
Exactly, true. Like, I had a friend, and she was talking about her boyfriend did something wild, and I'm just like, well, you sure you did something? And she said, did she admit it? Yeah, I did hit him. I was just like, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, they do that. I did swing on him, so I'm like, no wonder he acted crazy. So, all right, so that's what women do. So it's a no-win situation. Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
What do you think about the 14-year-old, his mental state right now? That's my concern, not the mother. You know, she runs her mouth just like all cultures, ethnicities. They run their goddamn mouths. What about the 14-year-old?
The 14-year-old, yes, he's definitely going to need some therapy, but I hope, he doesn't get pushed in his head like by his peers, like, yo, you just popped somebody. Yeah, little Uzi said shoot him, you know what I'm saying? And then he think about, I got away with killing somebody, so he's listening to the radio like, shoot, later on I can do this again. That might be his mind state. I hope that doesn't happen, but
that might be his mind state for some years to come, but shooting people is not fun, it's not cool, it's not cute. You ever shot anybody?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all, but you're right. Yeah, it's not cool. It's not, but him defending his mother, I can see why he did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody would see their mother getting beat down. They would, even the most punkiest person in the world be like, all of a sudden they'll get some strength and defend their mother. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he wasn't like, maybe he was, or maybe he wasn't a kid like that, but, he sees his mother in a desperate measure, and he said, I got to do what I got to do.
Right. He wasn't pussy on the trigger. Let's say that. He wasn't pussy on the trigger. Some niggas are pussy on the trigger. They have guns and they're still pussy. They get the gun taken from them. you got niggas taking pictures and videos at the fire range, but when it comes right down to it, they get the shit taken from them. I'll give it a last word. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just hope that kid, you know what I'm saying, gets some therapy that he needs. And the mom, I don't know where it's going to go with her. So that's it, Star.
Thank you,
Peace
man.
out.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Not to make light of this situation, but the kid wasn't pussy on the trigger. I hope the kid is, well, the young man part, I hope he's going to be okay. Shooting people can become addictive. Anybody in that live chat want to comment on that? Does shooting people become addictive? Do you get a little hyped? You know, you out there, turned up on that shit, whatever that shit might be. Doing too much, somebody say something, what? Pull over. Pow. Anybody want to chime in on that or no? Maybe we should leave that alone. Hold on a second. Okay, I promoted Andre. Andre, got your donation. Thank you for tapping in, man. www.andretattoos.com. I promoted Alpha Villains. Any sponsors that I need to acknowledge, you can always shoot me an email if you're watching the show live. Even if you don't want to call in, I'm here to promote you. Where's the homie, JT? Guys, is JT out there? PocketWatcher.net. I would love to get JT's thoughts on this. Can somebody tag him, please? He's got credit. Oh, and Devious J. Let me get Devious J ready as well as I go to the phone lines. Area code 704. Good afternoon, extended show. We're talking about a few topics. Boosie is okay. He fell out of the chair, but he's all right. Are you there? 704. Yes, no, maybe.
Hello?
Yes. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. What's up, Star? How you doing?
Hey, how are you, sir? Where do you want to start?
I'm great. Well, the Boozy situation.
Yes, sir.
I think Boozy is a clown, man, honestly.
Okay.
He'll do anything for clout.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just ready for them just to sit him down for a while, man, so he can, chill out because, he doing a little too much, man. So just my honest opinion.
What about don't hate the player, hate the game? This is his time right now. He's skinning and grinning, shucking and yucking, damn near doing the ham bone. People love it. People love it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But me, honestly, if I got picked up by the feds, I wouldn't be out here, still, doing the same, goofy clown stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll actually be sitting down, trying to be, low key, staying out the way, basically.
How many kids do you have, sir?
2.
Okay, Boosie's got 8 or 9 kids, so he got to turn up right now. He got to turn up. he got to get a television deal. He got to get a Universal has to step in, or Republic Records. Somebody got to step in, cut the check. Now's the time. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Like I said, I can only speak, for myself, but me personally, if I got 8 kids, I'll, still move.
Yeah, man.
A little bit more responsibly, man, so I won't fumble the bag and lose the bag,
Okay.
Especially if I was on death row and beat death row.
Oh, yeah.
Then come out. Yeah, like, come on, man.
You beat that.
Got to be a little bit more smarter than that.
Okay. I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Back in the building. Okay. We're having a good discussion here. I want your thoughts, your opinion on the situation with the mother and the 14-year-old out of Cook County, Chicago. And if you don't remember, Cook County issued a bunch of trumped-up charges on Jussie Smollett and then dropped them. That's not to say that I'm not glad that the charges weren't dropped against the mother and the son. I think she learned her lesson. In case you didn't see her come out of the courthouse, she appeared to be distraught. And I can't tell you what it feels like for your offspring to kill someone. That's got to be a weird feeling. Anybody in that live chat, have you gone through that? Your child, your son or your daughter, shooting and killing someone? So I don't necessarily have to keep dragging her, even though I don't like the fact that she could not stifle it, as Archie Bunker used to tell Edith. Stifle it, your mouth. That's my era. I'm proud of my era, the things that I've learned, the knowledge that I have acquired, and what it is that I apply in society. Alkaline City, I see you, sir. Hold on. Oh, there he is. My Puerto Rican correspondent, Alkaline City. Good afternoon, sir. Are you there?
What is going on, Star? Can you hear me? Mic check.
How are you, man? Good to hear from you.
Pretty good. So, man, there's a lot of things going on with these situations. First with the situation with this, the lady from Chicago.
Well, now, hang on a second, Alkaline City. I appreciate you calling in, but now I've asked you on a few occasions to give me some Puerto Rican news. Listen, I appreciate you Puerto Ricans always being invested in black news, but I've asked you about the population declining in Puerto Rico and other things. Fat Joe, what's going on with Fat Joe and Pistol Pete and TA from the Terror Squad? I haven't heard nothing yet. You got some noise in the background. Can you fix the noise? Alkaline City. A lot of noise.
Okay, I'll fix the noise.
Fix the noise.
Yes, sir.
And let me just
Can you hear me now?
And let me say one more thing. I appreciate you calling. Fat Joe is defending his usage of the N-word again, sitting down with the homie Talib Kweli. Can you give me some Puerto Rican news first before we get into the mother and the son in Chicago, please?
I'm going to be honest. There isn't no real Puerto Rican news. The Terror Squad is shot. The Terror Squad is shot. You know what I'm saying? Fat. You see Fat Joe on Stephen A. Smith. You know he wants to get into basketball commentary now. You know what I'm saying? So hip hop for Puerto Rico is done. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So all Puerto Ricans trying to get into the hip hop game, give it up. You know what I'm saying? It's washed for us. We ain't got no more position in hip hop no more.
But now, for the record, Star has been going in on the Puerto Ricans over the last year. Yes, hard body karate.
No, yeah, but you've been going in on the right reasons. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, you've been banging on Puerto Rico for stuff that hasn't been nonchalant. You've been banging on everything that has been a perspective. You know, you're the objective perspective, and that's what it is.
I want to make sure that you take notice of that. Okay, so the mother, we just have a new report here in Chicago, Cook County, 35 years of age. Charges were dropped against her and her son. I'm glad that the charges were dropped. I think the 14-year-old has suffered enough. He's killed somebody, for God's sakes. What are your thoughts overall? Do you think? Well, what do you think? I don't want to put words in your mouth. What do you think?
Well, I just think that the situation is a disgusting situation. One, they said that the guy that was in question, he was an employee at the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. You're an employee at the restaurant. Why are you even getting into a shouting match with a female? That's one. And then to take.
I didn't hear that. Do you have a source for that? That restaurant where he punched her, he worked there? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I have read the article, and the article said he was an employee at the restaurant.
Okay, go ahead.
So something like that, like he had just walked in, and I guess he was walking into work or something like that. You know, when it just happened, and then he just bumped into her. Like, they don't know if it was a bump or something like that, but all of a sudden, as soon as he walked in, they just started going at each other like that. And then the thing about it is two things. One, you're an employee. All right, get to your job, start your business. Don't get into no altercation, ready to fight with this person. That's one. Number two, no, respect your job. We can't acting like a thug, especially in the work environment, is cool. That's not cool. That is not cool. I don't care if you're from Chicago or wherever. I hate when I go to New York, right? I live in D.C. and Virginia right now.
Alkaline City, I have to jump in. Hold on a second. Hold on. I cannot find what you just said anywhere, and I'm pretty quick with Google. And in the live chat, they're saying that's fake news. He did not work there. So let's take that off the table for right now, unless you can send me a source via email. The 14-year-old.
No, this was alleged. This was a source. This was a article that I saw when it first happened.
Okay.
They say he walked in. He was an employee. He was walking in.
If you can send that to me, fine. But now let's just go with the fact that he was a piece of shit. He's dead. You know, charges have been dropped. Let's take it from there. Charges have been dropped. What are your thoughts, sir?
Yeah. So it doesn't. It's not like you can't take the slack off of the woman as well. You know, she wasn't. You know, like you said, she's not. That's not what you call a mother figure. That's not a role model in society for a female, okay? For a female, especially when you know you got your son in the car and you're ordering food, right? And you know that there's a discrepancy. You know, you're supposed to learn how to articulate yourself in a way to come up with some sort of thought pattern to ease your way out of it, not disperse the situation into a flame of fire and, you know, make it go south. You know, that's not what women do. That's not, for me, that's not the type of women that I deal with.
Right.
You know, not my wife, not my mom, not my grandmoms. I've been around strong women that came from, you know, a impoverished society, but you know what, held their ground. And you know what? They were very well mannered, you know, and well disciplined and well articulated. They didn't have to come out, you niggas, you bitches, you blah 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 blah, and start showcasing that type of attitude. No. You know, there's certain ways to act in certain different environments, but the way she was acting as a female, it wasn't very kosher. And you know what? That would cause some type of dude that he's on the lunatic mode. You don't know what type of mentality he was in coming from. Right. So he backed out and beat the shit out of her. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know.
Well, hang on a second. I mean, he paid the ultimate price, and I'm not going to sit here and sound redundant and keep saying, you know, we denounce what he did. I've already said that a bunch of times. And you don't have to agree with me. This is the objective perspective. Is there a lesson to be learned here for other mothers who will see this and they may say, hey, you know, maybe I need to just bring it down a notch when I'm out in public, especially in places like the Atlanta metro area, Detroit, Chicago, of course, other places where you have intense encounters late at night, people drinking, turned up on whatever, kush, I don't know, smoking sherm. Is there a lesson here that we can try to convey to others? A lesson.
Yeah, there's a super lesson that needs to be learned. Because, one, this was premeditated. They said as soon as the argument first jumped off, that she had already texted her son, go into the glove compartment. So she had the gun stashed in the glove. She already had alerted him, go get the gun, it's about to pop off. You know what I'm saying? So she was ready for her son to come in and clap something up. You know what I'm saying? So what needs to be learned is stuff like this. If you're a real mother...
I don't know if that's true, Alkaline City.
No, that is true. That's 1,000% true of the story.
Okay.
That she called her son and she texted him prior to go get the gun. It's about to go down, you know what I'm saying? So he already grabbed the gun and he came in.
If she did that, then that's even worse. And again, I'm going to give you the last word.
That's premeditation.
Okay.
That's premeditation. Okay. That means that she was already psychotic going around looking for some sort of pop-ups in the hood.
Uh-huh.
You know?
I could have swore she said, hold on, stay with me. I could have swore she said, get in the car. But even still, just stop.
No.
I'm not saying you. Even if she told him to get in the car, stop, step back. Just humble yourself.
No, she didn't say.
Go ahead.
Not for the son. She texted him, come inside, and then it says in the article, as soon as the son stepped inside, that was when the other dude grabbed her, and the son just went and shot the dude in the back.
Okay.
He hit him in the back, bang, bang, bang.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So this is for women. Like, don't go around, you know what I'm saying, with guns in your car, and then because you got a gun, don't act like Don't act like this is a reason to go and get ready to have to kill somebody and pull a trigger. You know what I'm saying? And then don't get your children involved. If you got a son, especially a 14-year-old, you want to see him grow up, go to college. You know, my 26-year-old, he just graduated with 2 MBAs. You know, my 18-year-old, this is his first year in college. My daughter got 2 more years left. You know what I'm saying? My kids are done with school. That's what I saw for the future. I came from the hood, but I didn't want to see my son and my daughter shooting guns and being thugs in the hood. I wanted them to go to college, you know, be articulated and be successful in life.
Got
you. And if that's what you want for your kids, that's what you want for the future, you can make that happen. But if you out here, you want to be the thug and you want to, you know, have your kids bang, shoot them up. Now that kid, you know what he's considered now? He's considered the new shooter in the hood.
Yeah.
So all the older OGs is going to give him respect. They going to put him on the block. They going to make him, you the new shooter. They going to give him.
I hope not. But listen, I got to take other calls, man. Good to hear from you. And let's get some Puerto Rican news when you get time, man. The raping, the robbing.
Yes, sir. The next time we speak.
Hang on. The raping and the robbing. And let me tell you why I've still got an axe to grind with those goddamn spics in Puerto Rico. Yes, I said it. They killed Hector Camacho. Macho Man.
They killed him.
Huh?
That was a hit. That was a hit.
So what? He couldn't pay his coke tab. Do you know who that was? Do you know?
What? Who killed him?
No,
I know that it was.
No, Hector Camacho.
It was more.
Hector Camacho. You ever heard of Hector Camacho?
Yeah. They shot him in his head while he was sitting in his car. While, you know, he was coked up. You know what I'm saying? They went and just pulled the trigger. They killed him execution style.
Yeah.
You know, point blank, right between his eyebrows. Bang. One shot to the head. Done.
Yeah. Killed him in 2012. I'm always going to have smoke for Puerto Rico. You killed Hector Camacho. I got to go, man. Talk to you soon. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Goddamn spics down there. It's macho time, baby. Is that going back too far for some of you? What do you think Floyd Mayweather got his whole style from? His whole he used to get in the ring with the big sombreros and the fucking mink on the shorts, chinchilla. He had the curl coming down. Oh, shit. So what? He couldn't pay for the 8-ball. It's like the Camacho, baby. Chill. Oh, my goodness. Robert, I got your donation. Yes, we know about the lawsuit, sir. Yes, the mother in Chicago is now suing the city of Chicago. And the police. Hey, Felicia. Felicia says the caller is incorrect. This was not premeditated. On another note, she can legally carry a gun. Yeah, I have no issue with her if she was a firearm carrier. I'm not sure how long you've been listening, Felicia, but let me say earlier I tried to make a correlation between firearm carriers like myself and others, especially those who have been involved in shootings like myself, and we've had to stand in front of that goddamn judge. The prosecution always wants to know, what did you do to defuse the situation? We have given you a firearm to carry. So what if you make large deposits in a bank? So what if you're in fear for your life? You have to go through tests. But thank you for your donation. Pardon me, let me just say that. Yes, I know she has filed a lawsuit. I hope she's got her head right now. Let me bookmark this. Hold on. Thank you again for your donation, Felicia. And Ra Digger. Which Ra Digger is that? Is that the Ra Digger or is that a different Ra Digger? Okay. Thank you, Robert. Yes, we are up to speed on the lawsuit, sir. Okay. Okay, Blade says, did they say what type of gun the kid used? Glock might need to make him a spokesperson and give him an endorsement deal. Where is Janet? We know about the lawsuit. Are you calling in? Hold on a second. Janet, we talking about Boosie. Hold on. Janet finally, where is Janet? We know all about the lawsuit. Janet, you're late. Rugarel. Okay, Rugarel, I don't do $4 donations. I think you sent another one earlier. Hold on a second. What area code are you calling from? Rugarel, what area code? Let's try 917. That's a New York exchange. Area code 917. Good afternoon. Are you there?
Peace.
Peace. Are you there?
It's Macho time. That's the homie. Rest in peace. Hector Macho Camacho, the illest Puerto Rican to ever do it, live from Spanish Harlem.
Yeah. Are you Puerto Rican? Are you Puerto Rican?
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm from Spanish Harlem.
That was my guy. Floyd Mayweather got his whole style, right or wrong, from Hector
I'm
Camacho.
glad you said that, man. I'm glad you said that, man. I'm glad you said that because he started that fly, flamboyant, flashy shit, come in the ring, wild, crazy. They carried him in the ring one time. He had some whole, like, Egyptian prince.
All them old niggas was hating on him. Mike Tyson was hating. Ali was hating. Larry Holmes was hating.
But
come on. You get the right one.
Yeah. That was he was that nigga early. Yeah. He figured it out and he ran with that.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
What are we talking about?
I'm glad my nigga Boozy home. Yeah. You know, he's back like he never left. Mm-hmm. You know, right on time for the BET Awards. And I'm glad he's home, man. I fear for him because I don't like to put that on him, but I don't think it's going to be the end of charges being brought up on him. I'm pretty sure they probably building a case.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, man, I'm happy to see Boozy home and doing what he got to do. Okay. And as far as the mother and the kid, I think the kid should go to jail.
Oh.
I don't think he should have got off.
Whoa.
I respect it. I respect what he did. Don't get twisted.
Okay.
I respect what he did. That's Mama Love.
Okay.
But you're not licensed to carry no firearm. You're not legal. You're not legal. It's not legal for you to carry the firearm. Mama Love should have had the firearm on her when she got the food.
Right.
Mama Love should have went to the car and got the hammer and gunned him down. Then I could see charges. You know, I could see, not that it's justified what he did. Regardless, he's like you say, he's a piece of shit, and I respect what Shorty did.
Yeah.
But I don't think he should have got off on that. You know.
If I can jump in for a second, and again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a cop. Cook County prosecution, they came off of the big win with R. Kelly, so they're popping their collar. Chicago, crime stats are through the roof. They gave Jussie Smollett all those charges, and then Kim Fox dropped the charges. So I'm glad that the charges were dropped. Let me just say that again, against the mother and the 14-year-old. But you're saying the 14-year-old should be charged? I don't feel that. Where you going?
And let me say, I'm glad they were dropped too. And I respect Shorty for what he did. You know what I'm saying? It's a crazy, unfortunate situation. 14-year-old. Now he probably, if they got no money, they got to go back to he got to go back to the hood. If they don't got no money, he got to go back to the hood. Who knows who that dude is or who he related to? Shorty got to stay strapped.
Yeah.
That's Chicago.
Yeah.
They don't care about 14, the news, your moms. Clearly, the guy didn't care about the lady at all, the way he was punching on her. So that mentality, now, Shorty got to stay strapped. But, I do, regardless of the fact the law is the law. Like, he's not licensed to carry a firearm.
Okay.
He wasn't getting punched upon. I understand the act because, like I said, I'm glad the charges are dropped. I'm glad, but
Well, sir, you just said
my opinion.
You just said he should be in jail. Make up your mind. Where you going?
No, it's both. It's double. It's like
okay.
I'm glad. No, I'm glad, but I'm saying at the same time, it's like he could have been charged.
Okay.
For that.
Okay.
For that murder.
I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
Man, all right. Peace.
Yes, sir. Okay. It's macho time, baby. Oh, that was my nigga. I just, shot him in the face, 2012, down there in Puerto Rico. He couldn't pay his coke tab, allegedly, Oh, they were hating on him. Because at that point, Tyson was in he had just transitioned from the white shorts, which he was wearing from time to time. Then he started wearing the black shorts, the black boots with no socks. Running through niggas. And then you had a Hector Camacho on that fly, flashy, jiggy shit. I never met him. Never met Hector Camacho. Hold on, guys. Hi, Elena. Okay, you're enjoying the show. Thank you very much. Call in if you like. If not, I appreciate your donation. Okay. Pedro, are you calling in? If the kid killed a cave dweller, he would have got 100 years. Well, he didn't kill a cave dweller. I don't do hypotheticals. However, we've already established the guy who punched his mother was scum. Nobody condones his actions. Did the mother do enough to defuse the situation? Will she be successful in her now lawsuit? Hey, Gemstar says, good for Miss Hood for suing this city. I hope she targets the online content creators who slandered her name. Slandered her how? We have the right to speculate. If you're talking about me in particular, I know the law with regards to what it is that I say on this microphone here. But thank you for your donation. Malmu got your donation. Thank you very much. Guys, at the top of the live chat is the PayPal information, starboyradio@gmail.com. And let me take a minute here to talk about moving out of Georgia. Again, I mentioned that briefly earlier. I'm going to say this again. I've had a great time here. This really was a good move for me to come down here in 2019 on a holder's fee. And I'm excited to move back up north. Although, I've got options. And social media allows me and others like me to be able to be stationed wherever. However, I'm going back to New Jersey for a while. More than likely, I'm going to sell that piece of property. It's not like I have kids or a wife or that I need to hang on to it. I'm talking about the one in Stone Harbor. I'm going to keep my home in Cape May. That's a very isolated place for those who know South Jersey down there at the bottom. And I do like to get away to go there once in a blue moon. I have nothing bad to say about the Atlanta metro area. Is it changing? Yes. Has it changed? Yes. But I've enjoyed my verbal jousting matches, as I've said before, with the different mammies, women of color, their slick tongues. I haven't done a whole lot of hanging out here because I did that decades ago. And a man reaches a certain age, and you should be beyond the strip clubs and the clubs. And the younger generation now, they play by a different set of rules. So you have to let them have their space, have their fun. But this was a great experience for me to actually live here. Again, I've been coming here for decades, but living here was really, really a good move for me. Just wanted to say that, all right? Janet sends an email, says, I can't call in right now. Wait a minute, Janet, you've been sending me crazy emails. But I will say that the mother should be suing a lot of the news media. She was never told. Okay, well, if you're talking about suing the news media, Janet, you have to start with news in Chicago, because that's where most of us, I don't know who you're focused on, we got the story from Chicago news stations. This was a local story. And that's hard to prove. It sounds great. Oh, I'm suing the media. Her son's not dead. Someone else is dead. We haven't even gotten to whether his family is going to sue her. Think about that first. But thank you anyway. And what else? And Boosie's bodyguard guns were registered with the TSA to the bodyguard, proving that it was the bodyguard. Okay, she's talking about Boosie's guns were registered with the TSA to the bodyguard, proving that it was the bodyguard's responsibility to bag the guns. Okay, well, listen, that sounds great, Janet. That sounds great. You've gone on record and said Boosie is an American hero. You're in your 50s. I don't think he's an American hero. I'm just trolling, but, we'll see what happens. Okay. Thank you anyway, Janet, for tapping in. Let's go to area code 708. Extended show. Good afternoon. 708.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Star?
Good. What do you want to chime in? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just turned in. I seen you had a morning show going on. I see you talking about the Chicago incident still. So
yes, sir.
I just wanted to chime in on that.
Yes, sir. Mother and son. Charges dropped. Cook County. And there was a press release an hour or two ago. She's now suing the city and the police. Go ahead.
Now, I was on the hindsight. I was glad that the charges were dropped. I don't know exactly why. Mm-hmm. I didn't look into that.
Okay.
But I am glad that the charges were dropped, because that was an unfortunate situation. I'm just kind of like where you were at yesterday or the day before. Mm-hmm. I don't know why these women want to have their son be their man. That's ridiculous to me. If you wanted to, like you said, if you wanted to defend yourself, then you should have went and got the gun yourself. But why? More importantly to me, why are you cool with knowing that your son has a gun? Like, this new generation, I don't understand that. Like, my mom would have killed me if she would have found out I had a gun in her house. And then he's 14 or 15, I think 14. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he's staying in her house and he's got a gun, and she's cool with that. It's 11 o'clock at night, I believe. The details are off. It might be a little bit off. Mm-hmm. 11 o'clock at night. Why are you outside with your son trying to get some food? Like you said, why you ain't got food on the table? Why you ain't cook at 7, 8 o'clock? I don't understand that. But if you do want to go out and get some food, more than likely she is a single mother, so there is no man to go out and do everything. I'm a husband. I go out and do everything for myself. Mm-hmm. There's no way my wife would be caught dead after 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, unless they going out, and that's very rare where she going out with her girls. I don't see why she was out. Now, the spot that she went to is a 24-hour spot. It's called Maxwell's. It serves, it's famous in Chicago, if you ever know, for Polishes and juke type food. But there's no reason why I believe that she should have been out at that time of night, let alone being comfortable with her knowing that her son has a gun. That's ridiculous. Yeah. My mom, I moved away. If I'll just say this right quick, I moved away out the city. I was born and raised in Chicago. I had finally moved. Me and my family, we moved to a rural town in Minnesota. Quiet, pleasant, everything. When we got back up here, my mom, the first thing she told me, don't you be arguing with nobody. These people out here crazy. It seemed like it got even worse.
Speak on it.
From the time when I was gone.
Speak on it.
Don't you be out here arguing with nobody. And I understand totally what she's getting. I'm a non-confrontational type of person too, but I also not gonna let nobody just walk all over me.
Right.
But at the same time, you gotta understand that these people ain't working with a full deck.
Yeah.
And that you can't just be if you're not of that kind of people, you can't be around them. You got to be around people that's like you. And 11 o'clock at night, pretty much, there's probably nobody outside that's going to be on the same agenda with you.
Yep.
Everybody's out for death, as you say.
If I can jump in for a second, I appreciate the call. I've been going back and forth to Chicago since 1990 when I was doing record promotion for Virgin Records. But I was on coke in those years, and I used to go to the south side of Chicago. And so it has always been notorious for the most part, as I'm sure you know. And, okay, so let's take it off the table. If she was hungry, they went out to get some food. She may have felt familiar enough with the surroundings to go into that place. But as the primary care provider for that 14-year-old boy or young man, you have to know when to just bring it down a few notches because, shit can go left. We're talking about the south side of Chicago. Killings every goddamn weekend. I was last I went to O Block over there by the Parkway Gardens in November. You know that area, yes?
Yes, sir. I've seen you there. Yes, sir.
I went there. I went to the Messenger's home. I mean, places that I back in the early 90s, I didn't necessarily focus on. I'm older now. I want to get a better sense of things so that when I come on this microphone, I can know what I'm talking about. But the south side of Chicago for decades has been notorious. And again, I'm glad that the charges were dropped, but my focus is that 14-year-old, his mentality, and I'll just end this by saying this, and I'll give the last word. I think she has now learned the error of her ways. I'm glad the charges were dropped against her too. What do you want to say to that?
A couple things. I've seen the video of her coming out. Well, him coming out the courthouse. I believe that was the courthouse. Oh, no, not the courthouse, but probably the police precinct.
Station.
And her running up, giving him a hug, and that was beautiful. But I'm kind of like where you are. You don't put your son in that type of situation. Yeah. If you know you in there arguing or whatever, just shut your mouth. Let the man. You got to let crazy people be crazy. If you bring yourself down and start arguing with them, then you just as crazy as they are. You got to let that person just go ahead, let him get his food, and let him go ahead about his business.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not, like you say, I'm not justifying him going upside her head or whatever. I didn't watch the video. I only synced it up to the part where it looked like he was about to beat on her. But it's no reason why you're supposed to just keep going along with a person. It's kind of like what you said. Women, I hate to say it, black women just love to have the last word. They just have to. It's a pride thing. I just don't get it. And instead of
90 seconds.
Just talk is crazy.
Hey, sir, my phone system, I'm going to have to restart it. My phone's getting ready to shut, but I appreciate your call. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Guys, I want to continue talking. Troll babies, should we continue the show? Maybe we'll do a 4-hour show. Voice your opinions. Boosie Badass fell out of his chair at the BET Awards, but he's okay. He's all right. Check on the family, kiss the kids. He was not shot by the feds. I thought a sniper caught his ass when I saw the goddamn title. Hold on a second. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to restart the phones. End the episode. Episodes. Hold on. And I see that people are concerned about Trina being pregnant. Is Trina pregnant? That's what they're saying about her performance at the BET Awards. Maybe she's just older now. What a nice girl she was when I met her. Man, a sweet. That beautiful smile, them sexy teeth. She smelled like heaven. A little more weight just means more cushion for the pushing, right? Women do not want to hear, are you pregnant? Oh, that's the worst thing you can say to a woman. Hang on a second, resetting the phones. Takes a minute. We're going to continue our discussion here. Hold on. I'm going to edit this part out. Don't worry.
Oh, press.
Your show is...
Okay. Give it a second. Guys, one of my sponsors, Decoded, the Bible Explained by David D. Cordova. It's one of my sponsors. Check out his book, please. Rob Lowe, where are you, sir? Well, let's get you on the line. Rob says, continue the show. Pick up 201. Okay, Rob Lowe, I'm looking for you, sir. I'm looking for Rob Lowe. We're having a healthy discussion here. You don't have to agree with me. I'm an older man. You guys are of a different generation. Terrence, I got your donation. Maybe she's a mammy and hasn't learned anything. Okay. She's very young, 35. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she's learned. She's going through it. Rob Lowe, is that you, sir? Area code 201, Tuesday afternoon. Rob Lowe.
Peace, Star. Peace. What's good?
Peace.
How you feeling?
Take your time. I just restarted the phone system. Where do you want to start, Rob Lowe?
I just want to say that right now, John Moran's dick is hard. It's hard right now. Pause.
Jesus.
It's hard.
Yeah. Super pause. Super pause.
Super pause. But you got to understand the implications of letting this boy go and the mother walking free.
Come on.
You see, that's exactly what I was talking about when I said expulsion. They should have put John Moran's ass out. See, now there's precedent for his situation, for his thinking, for his condition. The mother should be locked under the jail.
Ooh.
Under the jail. Not for the altercation inside the restaurant, for what happened with the boy coming in with the gun and shooting. There was some type of premeditation there. This stuff didn't happen one right after the other.
Okay.
There was premeditation there. You see, and this is all the niggerness, all it does is converge. All of these major stories you talking about, Boosie. Boosie is an admitted murderer.
Okay.
And he got away. Yeah, okay, you want to fumble and play around and say this, that, and the third. It might have been a prop gun. It might not. But you see, when it was all over, when he got released, he should have went home. Forget about the BET Awards. Spend the time with your children. But you know what? He can't, because he's addicted to the clout. And he's going to crash. See, the feds ain't going to get him. The cops, the FBI, they're not going to get him. He's going to get himself. That's the only way that this story can end.
If I can jump in for a second, Rob Lowe. Boosie has got 8 kids, so he needs to get back out there on the track. As the pimps used to say back in the 80s, he has to hoe up or blow up right now. Let me repeat that. He has to hoe up or blow up. He's got mouths to feed. Yes, he should go sit down and take a break. But the mortgage has to be paid. Bills got to be paid. And he's got to do what he knows best, and that is get to cooning and shucking and yucking. No?
Yes, Star. I agree with you, and not for the sake of agreeing with you.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with you because you're absolutely right. You see, when you become a nigga, you have the only option you have is to be a nigga. That's it. So that's what he has to do. He has to get out there, and it's not necessarily shucking and jiving until he goes up on Vlad and he starts spilling the beans about what he used to do and who he knows and where he was at when certain crimes were committed.
Okay.
Yeah, but he has to do what a nigga has to do in order to survive. Yes, that's the only way he's going to be able to feed his family is by being that. And that's why I'm saying to you, he has to crash and burn. That's the only way it's going to end.
Okay.
All of them.
Gotcha.
The 14-year-old boy is going to go right back out into the street. Now, if he doesn't get clipped by dude's family, like homie just said, he's going to get clipped just for...
I hope not. Let's be sensitive. Let's not wish anything bad upon the 14-year-old. Let's take it easy. Let's not do that.
Star, you're right. And
come on,
that only really applies to normal people. But when you are in that life, there are no numbers. Everybody gets clipped. The children, the grown-ups, the elders. There's no respect for anything. Everybody gets clipped. They're probably going to give that kid his own neighborhood until somebody feels that they got to take him out in order to gain the clout that he did.
All right, now hang on a second. Again, I don't want to go down that path of what may or could happen to that 14-year-old because, again, that was my main purpose in my last episode, which I don't even want to go back to right now, for speaking about the mother and her responsibility from my perspective. Now, the situation where it's at now, she's suing the state and the police. She's 35 years of age. I don't know her background. People are saying she's employed. He might be an honor student. I don't know. None of that has anything to do with what I've said. Just bring it down. Diffuse the situation. Yes, the guy was a piece of shit, but stop talking to him. Just step back. What do you think about that? Just step back as a parent.
That is what you're supposed to do, because at that time of night, you're supposed to realize that when you go out into the street, it's like the guy just said, you're not dealing with normal people that got necessarily... most of the people that you're dealing with when you enter into a situation like that, where you're in those neighborhoods, you're with people that are of like mind, where it's the animals killing the animals.
Right.
And people who want to be animals because they're turned on by that type of behavior.
Right.
That woman could not de-escalate the situation, even with confronted. First of all, she recognized that guy's body language before he started yelling. Whatever the altercation was, she was supposed to say, "Excuse me, sir," or "Pardon me," or "Look, I'm going to let you go ahead because you whatever. Yeah. But she did not do that. Yeah. She did not do that because she's not capable of it, because each thing that happens around the clock is a trigger. It's a trigger that he said something to her. She's triggered, so she triggers him. He triggers her. They keep going until it escalates, until somebody ends up hurt or dead.
Yeah.
That's how these altercations take place. And you have to know these things when you are roaming through these neighborhoods. It's a zoo. And she just might win that case because it's a democratic state. It's almost like it's an open-air zoo with no fences, where all the animals are like an experiment. Let them run wild and let's see how far it goes.
Hang on a second. I want to try to expand on...
Black. Let the mayor be black.
I want to try to expand on what you just said. Suppose she wins a lawsuit, $1 million, $5 million, anything. Does that then diminish... women needing to bring it down a few notches in the presence of pieces of shit like that guy, a piece of shit? Does that diminish their responsibility to bring it down a few notches?
Common sense wise, a person, let's say she wins $10 million. Common sense wise, the person with common sense is going to look at that and be like, it's still a shame somebody lost their life. Look what happened to the 14-year-old boy. Yeah. He took a man's life without even knowing the real repercussions or understanding what he did. That's common sense. Now, there are people, let's move halfway forward into the nigga shit, right? There are people that are going to be like, damn, that's messed up. I'd have never did that, but she got that $10 million.
Got the bag.
Right? So,
yeah.
That's where the people who are on the fence about being a regular person and being a nigga are at. Right. They see the benefits of being a nigga. This is the problem that we're confronted with. This is why the schools are falling apart. This is why
everything is happening in the neighborhoods because there's good people out here.
Yeah.
There's bad people out here. And then you got people on the fence.
Yeah.
The people on the fence are the ones that are going to be like, well, hell, she got that $10 million. Now, the niggas, it ain't going to make no difference to the niggas. You win the $10 million or you don't win the $10 million.
Right.
Being a nigga has to do with who's going to be the top nigga, who's going to be the most admired nigga, like Boosie.
Yeah. Rob Lowe, go ahead and finish up, man. I'm going to shift gears. Anything else you want to say with regards to some of the other topics?
I'll just wrap it up like this. You know, I heard one of the guys say that, black women want to have the last word. No, ignorant people want to have the last word in confrontations. That's what it is. Because if you look at these white women that everybody's calling a Karen, that's what that situation is. Them trying to have the last word. So when we start saying this word nigga, of course, when we say nigga, most of the time we are talking about black folks, but the word nigga is supposed to represent ignorant. It's across the board. Whenever you're in an altercation in the street, and trust me, I've been in plenty, when you have that person that wants the last word, that last word could be the last of a lot of things. It could be the last breath.
That's right.
It could be the last time you see your loved ones. Just think about it like that when you're walking around in these open air zoos with people.
Okay.
And on that note, salute.
Thank you, Rob Lowe. Thank you. Good. Whew. Do I need some water? Juice? What do I need here? I think I'm okay. Guys, sit tight on the phones. Big Ikea, I got your donations. Thank you for tapping in, sir. He says, people want that young man to go to jail, but he had the white nightstick in their mouths when the cracker killed a homeless man for no reason. Let me read that again. People want that young man to go to jail, but yet had the white nightstick in their mouths when the cracker killed a homeless man for no reason. Okay, you talking about up in New York? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Big Aki also says, and mother F. Boosie ain't looked at him the same since he had that 15-year-old take that life sentence. Lock that Bojangling, piss-eyed nigger up. Damn. Big Aki with the smoke as always. Do we need to address other shootings nationwide? I don't think so, because every state has different gun laws. Somebody brought up the shooting in Florida earlier. I forget which case that was. Strict gun laws in Chicago. I don't know the details. When I carried a firearm when I went to Chicago in November on my trip out to Seattle, which then turned into my California road trip. I carried my firearm on the train, got into Chicago, walked around, got some food, got an Uber, went checked out a couple different locations that I needed to see that I never saw before, and then I went to Parkway Gardens. Oh, that was around 1 p.m. in the afternoon when I was at Parkway Gardens. I saw somebody saying, yo, that's early in the morning. No, it was in the afternoon. I'm stupid like that. I wanted to see people out there. Anyway, just want to say that. Brian, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. I do not see a message. Okay, this is a family member of mine. Hang on a second. Oh, I have to respond to this. Hold on, guys. Let me just say salute. Let me bring in area code 209. Good afternoon. Are you there? 209 on a Tuesday. We're talking about a few things. Boosie.
What's up, Ali Kwan?
Fell out of his chair. Randy, what's up, man? Good to hear from you.
Not much. Taking it easy. Just relaxing.
Okay. You're from out west somewhere. Out west somewhere, yes?
Yeah.
What's cracking?
Yeah.
What do you
Going East Coast to hunt a homosexual Mick, but that's besides the point.
What? What was that?
No,
What was... You were taking a shot
the
at
man.
You were taking a shot at somebody who's not on the line. He's not on the line. Let's stay focused, please. Are you on
Last
on
time
topic?
he had my name in his mouth, I just wanted to. Yeah,
Okay.
I want to touch on the topic.
Okay. Where do you want to start?
The woman from Chicago, she should be arrested for child endangerment. I don't believe a 14-year-old should have a weapon, especially to defend the honor of a monkey female. Not saying that all black women are monkey females, just that case-by-case scenario when the man clearly wasn't in the right state of mind and he gave her a warning to let her know that the situation could escalate, and she didn't have the brain capacity to de-escalate the situation, and it cost that man his life and her son a traumatic experience. So now that he has taken a life, he will continue on that path. He's gonna now have it embedded in his brain that he has to up the blick when things get out of control and there's no repercussions because he was freed. It was literally a free body right there. And no lesson learned. No lesson learned. The mother even is trying to sue when she was at fault. She was literally the cause of all of this. She was the domino effect. If she would have kept their mouth shut and just acted accordingly and ordered her food, we would be in a total... This story wouldn't have been broken out, but some people do not have control of their emotions, to their offsprings even being worse than them when it comes to high tense situations.
Okay, I want to jump in here a second, Randy. That's a good point. Maybe she hasn't learned anything. Maybe when she came out of jail and she had no comment for the dominant society, maybe she was enraged. I'm suing these motherfuckers. I'm suing them.
Yeah, she feels like she was stole, like time was taken from her. You know, certain people, they are who they are. They're low vibrating beings, and looking into her eyes, she doesn't have a soul. And now she has a soulless offspring running around with a gun, you know? I really think there should be some type of child service case on her, you know, and her child. Because I thought in New York, right? Not saying Chicago is anything like New York. It's a bigger, you know, cesspool. But in New York, if your child commits a crime up until murder, he would be arrested. Like, even that self-defense, his mom, in my opinion, she had to get that because sometimes you have to put your hands on fire to get burned.
Okay.
And
I want to jump in for a second, Randy. And for those who don't know, you are Dominican. I always refer to you as dumb in a can. But now,
nodding a female with.
Hang on. But now let's be fair. You've called her a couple of names. You said that the 14-year-old doesn't have a soul. You know. At what age did you have to get up out of Dodge, up out of Washington Heights because of something that happened? You
22.
Said, I'm going to get my wig split. They're going to kill me. I'm on some low vibrations. How old were you?
I was 22. My brain was at least fully developed, so I knew that there was many different consequences to my actions. People running in the house, you know, many different scenarios. I had to play them all out. Me going to the boat.
Now, hang on. Stay with me. Now, you're older. You see, what are you, 26, 27? I forget.
27 years young.
You're growing up, you know. Life is different. That's that old shit. But now, when you see those people, or when they see you, are they going to split your head to the white meat? Keep it real.
Oh, yeah, they're going to try to up it, you know. That's why I had my head on the swivel when I was in the city. You know, I had to keep my antennas up.
Okay, I just want to make sure you can
Thank God for COVID, you know, walking around with a face mask.
I want to make sure that you can admit to that. Go ahead and finish up. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to touch on Boozy, but that female should definitely be arrested, or some type of consequences should have happened. A life was lost.
Okay. Continue on. Boosie, BET Awards, fell out of his chair. He's okay. It's all right. He's back to shucking and yucking. What do you think?
Yeah, and sadly, it's again another point to people not learning their lessons and being very careless on how they go about life and how they use people as pawns.
Okay.
He brought his attorneys to the BET Awards. It doesn't get more ratchet than niggas than that.
Okay.
He was turning up with his attorneys. They pretty much had to. I hope they charged that nigga.
Yeah. Okay, Randy, good to talk to you. Got to go. Thank you.
A fool.
Thank you.
Stay up.
Yes, stay. Okay, stay. Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna split his head to the white meat when they catch up with him. So. Big Elvis, I got your donation. Elvis, are you calling in, sir? This is Premium Black News. Extended show here. Left-handed, I got your email. Thank you. Salute. Okay, who is, okay. I'm assuming you sent it a donation. Sent it a donation where, sir? Send screenshot. Are you trolling? Send screenshot. We've been having a good discussion. I want to keep it on that upswing. Hold on a second. Is it Yan? Y-A-N. Got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Newt8282 again says, Ja, that's how you protect your mother. Okay. Oh, Ja Morant. If Ja Morant would have done what this 14-year-old did, yeah, he'd be out of the NBA. But thank you for your donation. Mr. Controversy, where are you? Didn't you send me an email? But I couldn't watch the video. It was like some long Facebook. Was that you or who was that? What was that about, sir? Someone sent me the email and said, don't you know this guy? And I said, well, he sends in donations. What was your, what was that about, sir, Mr. Controversy? I appreciate your donation. I'm looking for your email. Let me go to area code 718 in the meantime. Extended show. Good afternoon. 718. Are you there? Yes, no, maybe?
Boom. What's good, son?
Sounds like Desmond Fox. Yes, no?
You already know it's Desmond Fox. What's good, man? How you doing?
Good to hear from you, man. Where do you want to start?
I know it's not. I didn't see it on the topics, but it's in the vein of the BET Awards. I don't know if you heard about Ice Spice, because I try to keep it drill in New York drill. As far as JT and the Ice Spice and the Uzi thing, is that relevant or not?
Listen, you're a younger man, so if you want to talk about it, cool. I would look crazy at 59, sitting here trying to guess why JT threw her phone at Lil Uzi Vert, something about sitting next to Ice Spice. Where do you want to go, please?
I'm just saying, because the last time I called in a few days ago, it was about Double XL and Ice Spice being too busy.
On. What happened? Give us the tea. Give us the tea.
It just more adds to, like I said, her celebrity. Like, she has JT, which is one of the city girls from Atlanta, hating on her, like, and she's the it girl. Like, and I also wanted to talk about Complex's release of the top 10 hottest cities, and how New York came in numbers. And
I don't want to go into a complex list right now because, truthfully, I don't find them to be credible in certain areas. Let's come back to that maybe tomorrow. But now, okay, so why did JT throw her phone at Lil Uzi Vert, who was sitting next to Ice Spice at the BET Awards? What was that about? Was he an Ice Spice groupie? That's what JT called him. Yes, you a groupie? Is that what she said?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much typical nigga, typical nigga-ish, and fans, they get involved. It's all over the internet, all over the blogs, and everyone's talking about it. So she's the it girl. Like I would be,
No. Desmond Fox, this is the Star Report. We need details. Lil Uzi Vert was performing, and he said Ice Spice out of his name. What was the bar, the line? He said something, yes? But Ice Spice, my wife.
Oh,
something?
the line. I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear that part. I just know about the throwing of the phone.
Can I put you on hold, sir, while you get that tea, and I'll bring you back in? He said something. And
all right, I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah, and then she threw her phone. And then she said, get my phone. And then he came back. They were sitting down. Ice Spice didn't move. She was still right there. Sit tight, Desmond Fox. I'll come right back to you. The hater misses nothing. Area code 469. Good afternoon. Is this Wayne? I got your donation, Wayne.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Can you come closer to the phone, sir? I got your screenshot. Thank you for tapping in. Where do you want to start?
All right, let me hang up this headset. Hold on 1 second.
Give him a second, folks. He's on that fly shit. Got the headset going. Okay, Wayne, what are we doing? Come on. What are we doing? Wayne, you ready?
Hey, yeah, I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right. So I want to talk about, man, the 14-year-old boy, defending his mom. I don't totally agree with what she did, but that little boy at that time, he did what he was supposed to do. All of that, everybody say, hey, he could have came and fought. Man, the way that dude hit his mom, he done what he was supposed to do on him. That's my opinion.
I don't think anybody disagrees with you, sir. You said something else about people said what? I missed that part.
Yeah, I was reading a lot of stuff and listening to things,
Oh.
A lot of people had comments talking about the young boy. He had a gun. He was in a car with his mom's gun. She was registered. She was a registered carrier. I read the DA report yesterday, man.
Okay.
She was a registered firearms carrier. She had the right to carry it,
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like he had a stolen gun and stuff like that. He did what he was supposed to do.
Okay.
They always in the wrong. She should have shut the hell up. But at the same time, you don't have to listen to nobody on the street. He was a damn bum anyway. Like I don't know.
I'm listening. We've already said he was a piece of shit. The guy who popped off on it.
Yeah.
What about the mother? Does she bear any responsibility? Not that you have to agree with me. For not being able to diffuse the situation. Just stop and step back.
Yeah, she should have understood at that time. Okay, look, you're a woman and you can't beat this man. Just sometimes you got to be the bigger person and shut the hell up.
Yeah.
At that point, she probably should have been a bigger person and shut up, but she didn't because she knows I got this gun in the car. I'm gonna show his ass. I ain't gonna shut up at all. So that's how that went. She knew she could text real quick and get that boy in there with that gun to finish off whatever she started. But
hang on a second. Stay with me. You were on hold. I'm in no rush. It sounded like she said in the video, get back in the car. That's what I thought I heard her say to him, telling him get back in the car. Even still, if that's true, again, just stop talking. Stop. Yes?
Right.
No?
Yeah, right. Like I said, man, sometimes you got to be the bigger person. That don't mean you weak. It's like, look, man, I'm going to think for both of us right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut the hell up because I got more sense than you, and you a jackass. I know where this going to go. So sometimes, you got to be the bigger person and keep it moving and go home,
Yeah.
And that clown could have still been alive.
Well, sir, I don't think anybody feels sorry for him. He popped her 3 times. I mean, he had some internal issues, and I would never take his side because he lost himself. And Earlier, I spoke about being a firearm carrier. Many people, we have to take that L. We have to let the other person who's woofing and barking, we have to give them the last word. I had a guy maybe 3 years ago, I'm not going to say in which state, woofing and barking because I was driving a Ferrari. It wasn't even my goddamn car. Somebody loaned me the car. It had the doors that flipped up. He's woofing and barking, talking crazy, starts approaching the car.
Wow.
I had to cut my phone on and I said, open the door. Open the door, bitch nigga. That's what I said. Open the door, bitch nigga. Finally, somebody came and grabbed him and said, let's go, leave it alone, leave it alone. I don't want to say what I would have done, but if you open the door, I gotta, you're putting my life in jeopardy. You feel me? So I've already explained, or my approach, we have to take L's. Yes, you're right. As older, rational people, you got to give somebody else the last word. Go ahead and finish up.
Right. Yeah, man. You said it right. Sometimes you got to be the bigger person, and it's not an L. Like, look, I'm saving myself. I'm praying for me not to do you something, bro.
Yeah.
So you go ahead on, man. You're right.
Yeah.
I
I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you for your patience. Thank you.
All right. All right, you take it easy.
Yes, sir. Okay. Mr. Controversy sends in a donation. Hold on. He says, Star, have you ever noticed how Brandy, with a B, a.k.a. Randy, his voice goes from high to low? I think he's in transition. It's the estrogen shots. Peekaboo, Brandy. We see you. And then he says, and how long is that dumb in a can gonna be? 27. What is it? Randy really is a 63-year-old Puerto Rican. Oh, that's a hard shot. That was a hard shot. Hold on a second. Okay, folks, somebody just sent me an email. Yes, folks, listen. With regards to, you know what? I'm not going to approach that right now. It has nothing to do with the topic. It's something else we'll come back to another day. Left-handed, I got your email, sir. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you for tapping in. Is that Marty? Marty, are you okay? I'm not going to read that. Are you okay? Okay, she's sending me a nice email. Holy smokes. Thank you, Marty, for your email. I'll just say that, okay. Lane, I got your donation. Lane says, I wish my mama trained me with a Glock at the age of 14. Don't shoot him in the back, son. Headshots only. We need military and defense training in the hood. Okay. Lane, if you're just now joining the show, charges were dropped. The mother is suing the city and 5 police officers. I stand on everything I said my last episode about women, in particular, in this situation, black women, bringing it down. Bring it down. And do not use your sons for crash dummies. Every culture has a way of expressing themselves. Black, white, Hispanic. You've heard me speak about this in the past. All Hispanic women will cry and cry and cry as they're throwing shit in the goddamn apartment. Screaming and crying, and you have to let them. Can I get an amen? Anybody ever date a Puerto Rican or a Colombian girl? They will tear up the entire fucking living room as they're crying. Black women like to fight. Motherfucker, you ain't my father. Tell me what to do. Right? Italian women, you've heard me say this before, will chin check you fast. Bow! Whoa! 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 You have to then decide how you're going to defend yourself. Anybody ever have a brawl with an Italian girl? Oh, they pop off fast. Huh? It's like they're challenging you. Anyway, yeah, I stand on everything I said. Don't use your sons as crash dummies. Let them enjoy their lives. You know, I'm older than Kevin Samuels was. He and I were from the same generation, and I so appreciated what that man did. Now, the reason why he connected in the way that he did was because he had knowledge, wisdom. He could apply the knowledge. He spent years on YouTube. This is where the bag is, kids. He spent years. He didn't just become some overnight sensation talking to the guys. But then when he started talking to the females, he got their attention. And he told them about themselves. Star is the hard pill to swallow. I'm not a comedian. You either fuck with me or you don't. And if you don't, that's fine. Keep your distance. But Kevin Samuels could, he could finesse it. He could let you speak and then give you a dagger in your forehead. But this is the way that he connected, and he told you about yourselves. Star, I said nothing different than what Kevin Samuels said. So with regards to your sons, yes, don't make them crash dummies. Control your fucking mouth. Nothing changes what I said last episode. Control your fucking mouth. Or else there's a nigga out there who will. Thank you for your donation, Lane. I've got another, is that left-handed? Is that you? Peace. Left-handed?
Peace, man. Peace. What's good, man?
Sorry for the delay, man. I got your email with regards to your show tonight. Yes?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. We're on tonight down in Sports Talk, myself and my co-D out of Bear.
Okay.
8 o'clock. We in the building. Can I chime in a little bit on the Chicago situation?
Please. Take the floor.
All right. I might get a little flack for this, but I'm just going off of, what happens within the confines of this particular show right here.
Okay.
Every time something happens to somebody, the first thing, they call is calling. They say, streets got to eat. Niggas die every day, B.
Right.
Like, again, at the end of the day, you go where you go. She was where she was supposed to be at. I saw the video.
Okay.
Homie kept saying, get your food or whatever, this and that and the third. She was where she was supposed to be. They could have argued all day.
Mm-hmm.
How many arguments I have with females at the train station or whatever? You got it, Ma. You got it.
Right.
And keep it pushing. Once it crossed over to the physicality, which he brought to the situation,
right,
all bets are off. Now, I don't know how, whatever the case may be, she felt like that situation called for her to get her son, and the son let the thing go. So why is this dude being described all of a sudden as a martyr? Whatever happened to discretion is the better part of valor. Whatever happened to a good run beats a bad stand? You know what I mean? Whatever happened to that? I'm not understanding when these cats is like, oh, she should have, kept. I'm like, maybe she should have. But the dude, you got it, Ma. Get your food. We out, whatever. And he still realized today, talking about what happened the other night in the restaurant, and she still be doing what she had to do, or whatever the case may be. Now we're here crying and copping pleas for this cat who put himself in that situation. Nobody else put himself in that situation but him.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's now, I hear all these, so alleged gangster tough guys talk about the streets got to eat and niggas die every day. And now they like, she should have said, no, she was where she was supposed to be at. Okay. So I'm not understanding. Help me to understand, Star.
If I can jump in, hang on a second. If I can jump in. And for those who don't know your pedigree, you served in the United States Navy. So you,
yes, sir.
You are from a certain caliber of man. I respect you. Your pedigree is well known. I don't think anybody, or maybe you didn't hear the context, not that you had to, nobody's making him out to be a martyr. We've already said on multiple occasions, he was a piece of shit. He gets no respect from me putting hands on her. Oh, no.
Right.
The 14-year-old, yes, he did what he had to do. And it's not like I want to beat up on the mother per se. I'm glad the charges were dropped against her and the son. The son has been through enough. He's 14.
Right.
But we're trying, we're trying to iron out in some way, shape, or form if there's a lesson here for other people, not just females, to step back sometime. Don't always feel the need to escalate the situation. We also spoke earlier about firearm carriers like myself, how we have to take preventive measures. And if we do get into shootings as I have, they're going to ask you, the prosecution and the judge, what did you do?
That's right.
What did you do to diffuse the situation? So that's kind of where we are. He ain't no martyr. He's a clown, or a dead clown, a bozo. He popped off on her, totally wrong. Got what he was supposed to get, but I'm more concerned. I'm more concerned about the welfare of that 14-year-old. Back to you, sir.
Yeah, he's gonna be going through it, man. And like the previous caller said, it's like where you are, somebody's gonna try to make a name for themselves, and maybe one of his family members will try to get revenge or whatever. This just continues the vicious cycle.
I hope not.
That's all, man. And that's really all I had to say about it, man. I don't want to go too far into it. I'm not really up to speed, but I did see the video, and I saw what happened. And then if that that'd been my mom's. You know what I mean? I would have just did the same thing. Me and him would have been scraping straight like that. So,
well, now hang on a second,
man. I'm gonna leave it at that.
No, hang on a second, because I'm a couple of years older than you. Earlier, I spoke about times have changed and people have changed. I try to see things from a younger perspective. Maybe I'm a little too hardcore sometimes for the younger generation, but they do come back. The audience retention, I know that they come back, they listen. I'm not a comedian, so they're not coming here to fucking laugh.
Right.
But the messenger, once upon a time, said, police yourselves so that the white man doesn't have to. Whether you find any credibility with him or not, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, what do you think about that? Police yourselves so the white man doesn't have to. I think that still is very relevant in today's time, What do you think?
Absolutely. It applies in situations every day. Police yourself so the white man doesn't have to. Absolutely correct. Yeah. And again, like I said earlier, when I first came on the line, I'm like, they could have had the argument 15, 20 minutes. Nobody got hit. Nobody got beat up. Nobody got shot. They just would have been running off at the yap like people do every day. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? So, again, and nobody else stepped in to kind of, diffuse the situation. Like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Leave that alone. Let that go, man. You know what I mean? Or, come on, shorty, get your food and let's, keep it moving. Nobody did that. So, again, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was definitely right, and definitely we should take heed to that. Yeah. Police yourself so the other people don't have to. And you're absolutely right. Absolutely. Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly.
What are you discussing tonight on your show at 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. down in sports?
Yeah, 8 o'clock. We on tonight. We got Florida boy Jay's gonna be in the building. We got a couple of other guests chiming in. Okay. Summertime, man. We talk about the WNBA All-Stars. We talk about Major League Baseball All-Stars, a little football talk, and basically that, man. So we're gonna do. This is our show. We're not coming on next week. We'll be on the week after, but we are definitely in the building tonight. 8 o'clock down in Sports Talk. Myself, left-handed, my co-D out of there, and special guest.
I want to ask you one thing before you go. I didn't see the full video.
Uh-huh.
I didn't see the full video. Ice Cube talking about gatekeepers and the NBA trying to derail his business. You know about that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I saw the video where Ice Cube spoke to, particular gatekeepers and trying to keep his, situation away from the NBA and how he felt about, keeping the situation moving and wanted to be, how do you say it?
I didn't see the whole video. I was just asking.
But without the NBA.
Yeah, I didn't see the whole video. I was just asking if you're going to be discussing that tonight because that's picking up some traction. But hey, man, I'm going to post your link at some point. I thank you for calling in.
Okay, appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Salute.
All right, salute, man.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Okay, left-handed tapping in. Is this Desmond Fox? Area code 718. Desmond.
Yo.
Hey, what's up, man? I forgot about you. Pardon self. So
That's
what
good.
What do you got, man? What is the T? Ice Spice, Lil Uzi Vert, and JT from the City Girls. What is the T?
It's not T. I don't do T. It's just what's going
Desmond,
on. Yeah.
You called me about the T, my nigga. What is the T?
But that's mad feminine calling it T. Like, nah, I'm just it's just drill related. It's just drill related. But yeah, it's off of a new song off the Pink Tape, which is Lil Uzi's project he dropping. It's from a song called Spin Again. He said, I got a nice wife, wig came off twice. She got a little fro. She looked like Ice Spice. So this is the line that apparently sent JT into a frenzy, and obviously him sitting right next to her, taking pictures and talking, and her seeing this, obviously that just sent her into a rage, and she threw the phone at him, called him a goofy, called him a groupie, and Ice Spice just stood there. She just stood there as a real, a Bronx smoochie would, and just like, hey, you thought I was feeling you, and that's and that's how it went. Like I said, man, New York, we're gonna be number one again. Like I said, like we coming, we already number two, but I think we number one. And like I said, like it's a lot more to come.
So now hang on a second. So Ice Spice stayed in her seat. She didn't leave. JT sat back down. Lil Uzi Vert sat back down. They were talking, JT and Uzi Vert. Ice Spice didn't go nowhere. And are they okay as a couple? I don't know. You know the T. Are they still together? Desmond Fox.
And you still I don't know. Like I said, I ain't looked that deep into it. I don't care. I don't even care about the Ice Spice part. Like I said, New York drill, shot 97. Like I said, New York, we back, baby. Like, be on the lookout. Like I
said. All right, hey man, good to hear from you. Thank you for the update on the T. Thank you, Desmond.
What?
Yes, sir. Okay, salute. That was T. That was T, right or wrong? Ice Spice, Lil Uzi Vert. If that's a bar, which I'm sure it is, from his new song, he's going to have issues with JT from the City Girls. Are they still together, Troll Babies, the City Girls? I saw Young Miami talking about, I never claimed to be a rapper. She's got a filthy mouth. I think she's got 2 kids. Thank you, Wayne. I got your other emails, sir. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Controversy says, what I sent you was a reel of the... God, slain by the fortune. Okay. Okay, got you, Mr. Controversy. I used to know a guy named Mr. M-I-S-T-A. Man, that was 1982. He went to Andrew Jackson High School. Is that you? Class of 82? He had a big ass belt buckle that said Mr. I'm as old as dust, kids. Okay, no, that's something totally different. King Key got your donation. Academics is beefing with Charlemagne and Gilly Enwallow. Really? Is he beefing, or is he just venting? Is he on the Henny? If he's on the Henny, send me the link. Troll babies, what is going on? Hang on, I have to go to my number one source. Troll babies, is academics on the Henny going 10 toes down on niggas? And why is he beefing with Charlemagne and Gilly? Gilly is my alleged cousin. Gilly's a great guy. I've known Gilly's many, many years. I almost got, well, I'm not going to tell you a story. I was going to just go off the rails for a second. Gilly's a great guy. Okay, nobody has the tea. Why is academics clapping at Charlemagne and Gilly? Let's go to area code 908. Extended show. Good afternoon or good evening now. We're talking about a few topics. Boosie fell out of his chair at the BET Awards, but he's okay. He's all right. Are you up to speed?
Hey, Brooklyn Giggles, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you? What's cracking?
I'm good. I'm about to give you the tea on academics.
Please.
So pretty much academics, he's on the Henny. He's pretty much upset with Charlemagne. Let's focus on the Charlemagne one first, then I get to the other ones. He's mad at Charlemagne because he feels that Charlemagne has been kind of like been using him. And he feels that he's been going on, Brilliant Idiots and on his platforms a couple of times. But Charlemagne hasn't not once been on academics platform, not even once. And if you remember, I'm not sure if you remember this, but they just did an episode, Brilliant Idiots, and they had another content creator by the name of Loon, who was basically spent a half an hour disrespecting academics. I mean, just going in on Ag. And, Ag felt some type of way because Charlemagne allowed it. Whereas Schultz, his co-host, he was more sympathetic to academics. He actually respects academics. Whereas Charlemagne was kind of, he was kind of playing both sides, but allowed Loon to just go in on academics. So, Ag, he started to see like a consistent trend where he feels that the platforms that he goes on, they don't really go on his platform. Same with Gilly and Wallow. He's been on their platform, but every time he invites them, they're busy. So now he's, obviously feeling some type of way, and he feels like the only people he can really F with is Joe and Vlad, because those are the only two people that have been consistently going on academics' platform. So, Ak is on the Henny. He's going in on Charlemagne, complaining. And he was also going in on Drake because he didn't like the fact that he asked Drake for some concert tickets for 10 concert tickets, Jesus. And Drake basically dubbed him.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Stop right there. You have to send me the link. You have to. Do you have my email address, Brooklyn Giggles?
I got your email address.
I've got time. Listen to me, you Nigerian gossiper, you. Send me that link. I am going to make this my priority this evening to watch King Academics. And you say he's on the Henny? He's on the Henny?
He's definitely on the Henny. He was. He was being very emotional.
Send me the link. And I'm going to say off the rip, I kind of feel Ak on this one. Ak has been really good to Charlemagne and other cats when he was coming up. And you see, Academics is a pioneer. He's an architect. A lot of people today, Ak gave them the blueprint. If you ask me, Charlemagne has always been a little resentful. Academics didn't need to get a radio job. He's like a star. He paved his lane. He didn't have to go be on the street team on a radio station, do weekends, be a board op. Charlamagne has always been a little resentful, but at the same time, he saw Ak coming up. Saw him coming up. Go ahead.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because Ak revealed that Charlamagne originally was trying to hire academics to be on Charlamagne's Black Effect network, but academics, he turned it down. I think because originally that position was for Tax Stone, but we all know what happened with tax situation. So they was trying to get Ak, but Ak is a businessman. He sees the bigger picture.
Yeah.
But to be objective,
what's the bag looking like? I'm not a little nigga. I'm not your son. What's the bag looking like?
Yeah, but sorry. To be fair, you've been preaching this to academics on your show for millions of times of stop being friends with everybody in the industry. You know what I mean? Like even Drake has, and one of his songs tells you there's no friends in the industry. So I'm surprised that Ak keep falling for these same traps over and over again, man.
Well, now, hang on a second. Stay with me. I enjoy talking to you from time to time, Brooklyn Giggles. To be fair, he had to experience certain things. You have to touch the fire to know that it burns. Where I'm at right now, I enjoy it. I'm a content creator. I'm a social engineer. I don't have to sit here and give the details of radio jobs offered to me. I'll just say that, it's hard to get the rights, the visual rights in today's game if you're doing quote-unquote radio. I monetize everything here now, but I like this. I can move from state to state to state and do the Star Report. I don't need to interview people, but when I do interview people and put my foot on the gas, I shift the culture. Academics is doing what he felt he should do to branch out, interview people, to be more sociable, to network more. He's a good networker. He and I work together at Everyday Struggle. I appreciate him for getting Star a bag. $17,000 a month. I will always appreciate him for that.
Yeah, you always say this. You always appreciate him for getting you the bag.
I have to be honest in terms of what it is that I do and why I continue to do what I do. Now, let me just say this. I don't know his future. That's not for me to say. But he's of a different caliber. He doesn't need the affiliation with Charlamagne. If you ask me, he's beyond Charlamagne. Charlamagne's got a job. He's got a job. He's not a boss. Academics is a boss. He's going to settle down, find his groove again. He's a thinker. He's a businessman. I hate to say he's a Taurus like me because I don't subscribe to astrology, but he's a Taurus like me. We're always gonna make money. Ain't nothing stopping that. But as far as who else is he taking shots at? Gillian Wallow?
Yep.
Oh. That could be interesting.
I don't think it's that serious as Charlamagne. That one seems like personal because they've done favors for each other. Even when Charlamagne and Joe were beefing, academics was being objective and still he didn't really choose sides on that one. He still did interviews with Charlamagne, even while Charlamagne and Joe were beefing. So I see why academics is obviously being emotional and feeling the type of way, but at the same time, like, you can't be leaving your guard down. Like, there's no friends in the industry, period.
Well,
and you're right.
He had to learn
before you can walk.
He had to learn.
Yeah.
And here's the last thing I'm going to say about academics, and you can tell him I said so. Academics is not pussy. Don't think that. He ain't pussy, and he's not a punk. He came into the game, taking a lot of shots, trying to feel things out because, again, he didn't come up, being on a street team at a radio station. He came up like Star. I came in more aggressive. Give me the morning show, or I'm going to KTU. But academics is not pussy. So whoever gets to clapping back at him, if you challenge him, he'll be with it. Ask Meek Mill.
Yeah, but Meek Mill is pussy. But
I'm not going to say
take
that.
another day.
I'm not going to say that about Meek Mill. I'm just saying, he'll put the dick beaters up if he has to, right? But hey, man, I appreciate the call. Did you speak about the charges being dropped in Chicago, Brooklyn Giggles? Yes, no?
Listen, man, I'm glad that the prosecutors dropped the case. You know, he did what he had to do. Like, I would have done the same thing. Like, you know, yeah, it's easy to say that you would have had done that, but like, come on, man, you really gonna let your mom get beat up by another man, like, and then, you know, grow up living with that shame? Nah, especially when there's no father in the house.
Yeah.
He had to do what he had to do.
Okay.
You know, I'm not mad at that, but I'm. It's weird that everybody is going in on him, saying, "Oh, he should have been locked up," but the white dude that killed
No. That's not the consensus here on this show. I think for the most part, most of the callers, including myself, were sympathetic to that 14-year-old.
No, I'm not talking about this platform. I'm talking about, like, you know,
and
other platforms. That's all I'm saying.
No. Charges were dropped. I want to see him live his life. I'm glad the charges were dropped on the mother, believe it or not. I think she's learned a valuable lesson.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Let's see if she gonna let people test that jaw again. Let's see. But like, if I was her, I'll move her child out of Chicago. If I was her. I mean, keep it real with you, because you don't know if he has enemies.
I think that's a smart thing to say, that she should move him and herself out of Chicago. But I stand on everything I said on my last episode with regards to certain types of females, black females in particular, being in those situations. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need the last word. When you see a guy like that, woofing and barking, threatening to punch you, stop and step back.
Yeah.
Good to talk to you, Brooklyn Giggles. Thank you.
Good night.
Yes, sir. Have we hit a 4-hour mark? Holy smokes. Uh-oh, I've got the link. King Key, he says, I sent you the link, big nigga. Oh, hold on a sec. We should watch it right now. Oh. Shit. Wow. Pardon me for chewing in your ears, folks. I'm eating some crackers to take my mind off of the wine that I don't have. One more call. Hold on a second. 707. Area code 704. You are my last caller. 704. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, who's this?
Hi, this is Maritza. I'm calling from North Carolina.
Hey, good to hear from you, darling. Where do you want to start?
I guess we can start on the mother.
Okay.
And the son. Okay. I feel as though a lot of people are looking at it like, you know, that the mother shouldn't have did, you know, or sent the little boy to go get the gun or whatever. But at the end of the day, what about all the people that were standing around just watching? Right. You know what I'm saying? Probably with their phones out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I feel as though that just made that 14-year-old, you know what I'm saying? Just, I mean, it's reality. You don't let nobody put their hands on your mother.
Right.
Like that? Come on now.
Can I ask how old are you, and are you a mother yourself?
I am. I have a 26-year-old. I just turned 42.
Okay. In case you didn't hear me, I'll say it again. I don't find the 14-year-old at fault. He's a child. No one would want to be in that situation, and he did what he had to do. Some nigga pounding on mama. Oh no, you gonna catch these slugs? Bang, bang.
Yeah.
Right.
As he should have.
Black, white, Black, white, Hispanic, what it, nigga, I don't give a fuck if you my uncle beating on the mama. Uncle Bobby.
Exactly.
You're going to get 2 in the back of the head. I can't let you do that, Uncle Bobby. You know, if it's a cousin, cousin Kevin, hold these slugs. Bang, bang. That's my mama, nigga. Right or wrong?
Yeah.
Right or
and
wrong?
who knows what he was going outside to go get. That's true.
You know, I don't know.
He could have been going out.
Let me just say this. I could have swore she said to somebody or to him, go back in the car. Let's go with that for a second. Let's go with that. And what happened already happened.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to agree with me. If you say, nah, Star, you're wrong, say, Star, you're wrong. I'm an older man. I'm 59, from a different generation. I believe that women have to be smarter. Bring it down. That nigga's a bum. Don't let him, put hands on you, especially if I'm not there. Bring it down a few notches. My grandmother, your grandmother, my mother, I don't know about your mother, I don't know how old she is, respectfully, would not be doing that type of stuff late at night up in the goddamn restaurant, going back and forth. What do you think about that?
Oh, Star. Well, I don't agree.
Okay, come on.
I don't.
Come on.
Regardless, even if with her son being there, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I probably would have did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, it is what it is. She knew she had a gun. You know what I'm saying? She knew what it was. So whatever happened, happened. You know what I'm saying? And to all those who saying, oh, well, that's attempted murder because, he fought him outside. Who knows what he was going outside to go get? You know what I'm saying? So
to be clear, you're saying, hang on, to be clear, you would have been whooping and barking just like the mother? That's what you said? You done the same thing?
Pretty much. The way he was talking, come on now. Yeah.
Come on. Tell us more.
Yeah, and being me, probably me, you know what I'm saying? The way he was talking crazy like that, he wouldn't have got the first hit on me because I'm the type of person, when I see it's about to escalate, I just go ahead and just swing first. For real.
You pop off first.
So, yeah, most definitely. But it's a sad situation, the little boy, both of them is going to need some therapy.
Well, now, hang on a second. Since you've said you pop off first, let me call you pop off. So let's say you pop off first. Pow, pow. He starts hitting your back. He starts getting the best of you. Then what?
Well, honey, see, my gun wouldn't have been on the car. It would have been in my pocketbook. That's where it would have been at.
Okay.
And it just would have went from there. You think you're going to hit me? You a grown dude. No.
Come on.
So it is what it is.
No.
Yeah.
You pop him. He pops you back. He drops you. Your equilibrium is shook. You reach in your pocketbook. Motherfucker. Then what?
Bong. Yep. It would have been me instead of my son.
Okay. At least you can admit to it. I respect that. Yeah. I can respect that.
That's a problem. There's a problem with the younger generation now. You know what I'm saying? Don't have no respect whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? They stand around. They want to, instead of seeing situations like that, you know what I'm saying, that they stand back and watch it go on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Props to that little boy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And hopefully it'd be, hopefully it's plenty more like him. Thank God. I just knew that they was about to go to jail, but you know what I'm saying? Good look out to the prosecutor for dropping the charges.
But now stay with me. I'm not trying to clown you. You're in 40. What you said? 42. Did you grow up with her father?
Excuse me?
Did you grow up with her father?
Yes, my father's 78. I'm taking care of him now. My mother's about to be 76.
So, educate us. I'm not trying to play you. Where does this nature in you come from to punch a man first? Bow, motherfucker. Where's that come from?
That's anybody, number one.
No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, let's just say what it means.
Hang on.
Right.
Hang on. The question was, where does this come from in you? I'm just asking.
In me, okay. But because like whenever I was younger, I was skinny, you know what I'm saying, and girls used to try and punt me, you know what I'm saying, because they thought they could get me. And so I've been fighting forever. You know what I'm saying, forever. So it is what it is, and I already see, you know what I'm saying, somebody gets to talking loud or whatever, oh, it's a wrap. And my daddy always told me, you know what I'm saying, you don't never let nobody, you know, hit you first, you know what I'm saying. He wanted to tell me that.
Right.
And and hand me boxing at 6, so it is what it is.
Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate you being honest. We're going to call you Pop Off. We ended the show with you. You know, I hope that I hope a situation doesn't go, you know, left like, you know, that situation with that mother and the 14-year-old with you. But thank you for your support, and you tune in again, all right?
I appreciate you, and I always do. Remember, Maritza, I'm the one that I always tell you about you know, your cousin Queen of Afua, and you know what I'm saying, how you don't need to be doing all you need to hear. It's me.
Yeah. Queen of Afua, Supernova Slum. Thank you so much, darling.
Yeah. All right.
Bye
okay.
now. Thank you.
Take care.
Okay. That was a good call to end this show. She said she'd pop off first.